turn off whenever.
We're playing Star Fox! Okay. Hi, everybody.
Oh.
How's it going? I hope it's going well, because it's going great over here. Why am I talking to you like that? Hey, guys, thank you for joining us for tonight's episode. I think it's episode 5. Could be wrong, but I could be right, which I probably am. So anyway, tonight it is Billy and Jordan, and we are going to be... he's known as Will. I call him Billy. So if I ever do
I'm
that.
Billy and Jordan.
He's both.
Oh,
Billy Orden.
Bill Orden.
My main board. Okay, but yeah, we have... Oh, hi.
Oh, Juggle.
We have everything all prepped, and I actually have all the stuff now, all the things. Last week was a fluke, and I forgot all the things. So this week we have everything ready for you. So without further ado, let's get started. So the last thing that happened previously, we had... What did we have? Okay, so we escaped from prison. That's everyone knows that. We went down into these mines that ended up being in the Underdark. We fell through some webs, fought some spiders. We landed in the bottom by the mining area that's been long since abandoned. You stole some jerky and
That's right.
some provisions that had been somewhat kept. And we took off down into this mine area to scout. When they reached the bottom area, there was water and kind of a running river. They don't know where it came from, but they saw that they could make little boats. So they started making boats out of these giant mushrooms. And meanwhile, the Yuan-Ti found their way down by just sliding down the chains forever and ever and ever. I don't know how they did it, but they did it. They made their way down. I do know how they did it.
They're like, ah!
I mean, they went slowly, but you know what I mean.
Oh, that would suck. Your fingers would fall
I'm not
off.
saying they just like...
I know.
They're big chains, you
I'm
know.
like
They just like...
imagining it.
They just climb down for a while. It's not like they slid down the whole thing.
Oh.
Anyway, so they get to the bottom. They start capturing people, and it was pretty bad. Most of the people made it down, which is good. The bad thing is that they hadn't hollowed out their boat. Mushroom. And then they jumped right in, and we don't know what happened to them. I do, but they don't. And now it's just Wyron, Cry, Castle, Gerhardt, which is Casey's character, who's not here tonight. We don't know when he'll be here, but he might be someday. But he'll come in and play every now and then. He's the floater character. And also, if we ever have any technical issues, just things happen. Nothing did, but it's okay if it does. We almost had an incident. We're good now. But yeah, that's where we're at. We just made it to edge of just some crazy water situation. We almost died several times. Various water troubles, but we made it. Everyone's fine. The only problem is that we reached the end, and there was kind of like a small little narrow area. Remember, a little narrow area. You guys had to cut the boat in half.
Yes.
And you kind of made your way through, and just
Floating
when you found land, standing at the top of it were 4
Yellow people.
yellowish people. They're called Gith, and they're strange, and they sound strange, and they are strange. But they offered us help. They said, "We will help you through the Underdark if you give us all of your things when you leave the Underdark. So whatever you find here, you can use to fight and get whatever you want, but everything comes off of you." Except for like basic clothing, but so they basically want anything you find down here to escape, which sounds pretty good on the outside, just because you didn't have anything to begin with. You don't really have anything right now, but
I did make them a deal, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I did.
what did you say to them? Please tell the world.
I said, hey.
Hey.
That's all he said.
Hey, and they're all, hey's for horses, you idiot.
Hey.
But I told them that we could give them a place to stay. That they would have a place in the kingdom because the prince is about to become king. And I said, dude, you gotta give them a place to live and be totally safe if they help us through this. And he's like, oh, well, okay. So we made a good deal, and I think it's gonna work. It could work. It could work.
It could work. You never know. All right, so let's get started. So the moment you get off the little boat and you speak with them and you pull him aside, it is a little strange that you are being let to talk to. I mean, like, you're talking to him aside. You're not really aside anywhere. You've come to, like, a point, and they're standing up on these rocks right above you. They see you go off to the side a little bit, and a couple of them turn to each other and start speaking to each other in Gith, which none of you speak. But it doesn't look, like, bad. It just looks like they're a little bit wary of you, those two in particular. They all are wearing... So the one that spoke to you in, like, the most eloquent way, he's fiddling with a ring he has on. Like, he's, like, almost like tapping it like you would, like an electronic, like we would. And he's trying to make it function. And you hear his voice when he's, like, trying to speak, comes a little bit distant and a little bit strange. And then it comes into an accent that the other two are sounding like. So it seems that whatever he was using to speak with you isn't functioning properly. And that's just where you're at right now. Okay, so you tell them what you want, because as of now, they just said they're going to help you out. They don't know where they're taking you. They don't know anything about you, but you don't know anything about them. So it's all fair.
That's true. Okay.
So what would your characters do at this point? Let's get into this.
Are they leading us right now?
No, they haven't done anything. You just had that conversation with them.
Okay, and then I remember we shook hands, or
Yeah,
kind of thing.
that's right.
And I'm just gonna say, is everybody ready? Are we all good to go? Looking at the team, looking at the party.
So two of the Giths stand up, and they have their big long swords, and they're leaning on them, and they kind of just laugh. They can't understand you, most of them. I think the one can. That's all you know. I mean, he spoke to you, but the other ones doesn't look like they do. One of them in particular doesn't have a weapon. He has robes on, and he's folded cross-legged, cross-armed, just kind of sitting on a rock at the moment.
He's a wizrobe.
He's a wizrobe.
Yeah.
They're onto me.
Those guys are cool. You go, oh, and you hit them. Oh, bad boy.
All right. So their leader steps forward, and he's very, very broken common, and he says, in a very strange accent that you've never quite heard before, he goes, "My name is Drukkar." He's like, "I will be leading you down this area." And he's just very, very guttural sounding. He doesn't sound anything like that eloquent sounding person that you had spoke to originally.
Oh, got a broken ring.
And Odeon steps forward and says, "Are you having issues with your bubble?" And he points at his finger, and he looks at it and says, "It works 3 times a day." And it's very, obvious that it's one of those magic rings that you could possibly take at one point, but you don't need it. I'm just saying he has something magical that makes him speak other languages if he needs to, but he must have used his last charge.
I have a ring of English.
A ring of English.
Ooh, this one I can speak to my wife with.
Well, he's fine. All right, so he decides to stand up, get his friends over, and they say, "Climb up here." I'm talking to you guys.
Climb up the what?
There's climbing up those rocks. So you landed in kind of a bank,
Okay.
kind of like this, not so soft area, but it's all right. It's an area you can sit on. Yeah, we just started Atomic Bubble, or Atomic 8 Bubble. We just barely started, so you're good. We're going for about 2 hours tonight. Which, surprise! We just didn't do it Friday, so we're doing it tonight. Okay, anyway, so everyone climbs up, I suppose, following him. And the other 3 decide to follow up right close to him. Almost in a formation, like a V formation, in like heading down, up right now, to this little outcropping where it's going up. So the 2 waterfalls are going up to the right and left, where your makeshift boat, split in 2, left. And you've come to this realization that you have no idea where you're being led to, but the whole feeling and the smell, you smell the water. It's not salty, but it's definitely not safe to drink. But you just smell this like misty, thick air.
That stagnant
Yeah,
cave water.
Yeah. If you've ever smelled something in a cave, it's just this upsetting. Like you want that fresh air smell that comes with water, but it's just not. And you just feel this humidity in this area, especially because it's been moving water and liquid, so everything is just, your clothes are feeling a little bit damp. Not to mention you were just in the water, but it'll take some time to dry. Everything is just mossy as you're climbing up, and a little bit slippery as you step up. It's about 30 feet until you see that they came out of a cave area. So they
These guys did?
Yeah. So if you follow them, you can always say what you're going to do in the meantime, anything at all. But I'm just going to tell you things until you say something. So I'm just saying you don't have to literally do everything I'm saying.
Right.
Just they said they'd lead you. All right. So they start walking through this tunnel. They're stepping under things, and luckily everyone in the party at the moment, for the most part, has dark vision. The two knights and Alana do not have dark vision, but they're hanging on to the people in the back, which is a terrifying moment. If you've ever been in a cave in pitch black, they're bumping their heads into different things and just having a hard time moving through.
Was Alana a half elf?
Oh, Alana is a half elf. Yes, she's not having an issue. I apologize. Thank you.
We can see in the dark too.
Yeah. So everyone's doing. You can see a little bit further in the dark, but remember, it's not that far.
Right.
You can see in the dark, but it's not like you can see the entire expanse.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so you're moving through the darkness, and these people are moving in front of you, and they have this smell, just this foreign alien smell, just this, you've never been around the Gith before. But the leader, who called himself Drakkar, he is he has very, very intense, like calligraphy type, like it's almost like someone carved very carefully with silver, like etched into his armor, which may be iron or steel, you're not sure, but they seem to have some refined process of making their weapons and armor. But the other two that look like warriors, they have very basic armor, very like studded leather, nothing great but decent, made from various creatures that they found in the Underdark. And I mean it's not a great look, but it's functionable, which is really what it's all about. But still ornate in its own tribal way. But the last one, you see him following up the back, and you're in which order would you say you're walking in? Who would be going first?
I don't mind going first. I stick with my twin.
Yeah.
Right.
I would think if I know that I can see further than most everybody, I'd want to be in the front.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can. Yeah. You can see further than me.
I guess.
Yeah. You have
Because
you have a darker.
Since I'm a dark person.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Dark.
you're walking for some time, and they're quiet. Alana kind of speaks up to Odion and says, how can we really trust them? And you see the one turn around and just kind of put his fist against the wall, and he's just angry, and he just points and then just goes like this, like not like a normal this, but he's just like across his whole face, just like quiet, like everything quiet. Just you see this like anger. She kind of can see him. She doesn't have great dark vision. I'm gonna say with half elves, it is dark vision, but it's not as good as normal elves. So
Makes sense.
that's my own interpretation of it, not the book. But she feels a little bit offended in but an understanding way, because she doesn't know what's back and under here, and who knows where they're at.
I'll turn around and look at her and just go.
All right, so this goes on for maybe an hour in this tunnel that's like winding, going up and down. You're stepping through stalagmites and stalactites, and you're just uncomfortable in every way you move through here. And it doesn't seem like a good direction to go, but if they're leading you and they are making it through and you're not running into anything, it seems like a wise choice. As you're going on for another hour, you reach the end of this tunnel and you finally are coming out again. But what's in front of you is a lake. So you were at a river, but you can definitely tell this is still water.
Mm-hmm.
And what is beautiful about it is that underneath are bioluminescent algae, flora, fauna, things that have grown over time underneath the water that are lighting this whole place up. And as you walk through, and they say, "Welcome to the Lake of Stars," and the whole thing is lit up, but not like intense light. It's just this dim glow where you can see almost the entire. I mean, as far as you can see as a human, but it is massive. this lake.
Man.
So underneath this desert, dozens of miles down, I mean, not dozens, but, at least, like 6 miles down, there's just nothing but a lake, which is ironic. As you walk down, you do see they have a boat. It is unlike any boats up above, but it's a form of raft, and you see they have not oars, but long sticks. There's 4 of them.
Like
so,
Karen.
like you can move across the water.
The gondolas.
Kind of, but more flat, and it comes up. It comes up a little bit. It's definitely of their making. It's got the same type of glyphs and symbols that their kind seem to have on their armor. So you're looking at this, and they say, "We make camp here tonight."
Okay.
I can't really see a specific reason to distrust them, can I?
Roll insight.
13.
All right, with the 13, you do see that they don't necessarily trust you.
Sure.
They,
Why would they?
They're looking at you as if they don't trust you, but at this moment, you don't sense, or they haven't done anything to deter you from the thought of they're just guides at the moment.
I'm going to be friendly, and I'm going to go up to the knight, the guy who's just most decked out.
Drakkar.
Drakkar. I want to say...
I have it right there. You can't read
Okay.
anything else, but I've just kept those names up, so if you...
blind myself. I say, Drakkar, so your armor is amazing. It's very well designed, and that greatsword is fantastic. Where did you get this stuff?
He turns to you, and you see him flattered. I mean, without even rolling persuasion, I mean, really, he's flattered that you mentioned it. Distant, but flattered. And he says, "We get Yankee prepare our weapons for many days, many hours, many years to create weapons. They are our soul." And you see the others like kind of bow almost to the sword. He says, "We have been warriors since before we can remember." He goes on and tells you this large tale of how, because it's camp time, he tells you about how his people were enslaved to the Illithid, the Mind Flayer, for thousands of years, and to the point where they've erased with their psionics, they've mentally incapacitated them to be their slaves for so long, they have forgot all culture, and the Gith have no clue who they were. They're just a race of people or something, maybe elves, some underground elves that have been around for so long, slaves. But he says that since then, 2 Gith factions have separated, the Githyanki and the Githzerai. And they said, we've both been fighting the Illithid and each other. So they call themselves Githyanki.
What is the reason for you guys to be at war with each other if you're trying to both fight the Mind Flayers?
He says, 2 different prophets in your land fight, one teaches one thing, one teaches another. They come together, they don't agree.
Makes sense.
We believe in war, they believe in peace. And so he goes on to explain a little bit. He's a little bit talkative about his race, but he seems very proud of what he is. But he also seems very menacing. And in many tales he tells you about their fights and some great battles that you can't even understand the half of because of their broken common. But the other 2 are just nodding. They can't really understand, but they hear different words that have meaning to them. And occasionally he does a little shout and he beats his armor, and the other 2 are very excited about. But you notice the one who you've learned his name is Shrakar. He's not participating. He's just sitting over there. You do see he has a different emblem on him. And, with time, they do tell you that he is their prisoner at the moment. He's a Githzerai.
Okay.
Which one's the prisoner?
Shrakar, the one in the robes.
Oh, okay.
So they say he's a peaceful one, and they intend to bring him to their leader so they can exact punishment. That's the way these ones do it. Not all Gith are like this.
Okay.
But in general, that's how the Gith are. Very interesting. Anyway, Odeon takes this all in. He's just sitting there like a child listens to a story. He loves to understand these things. Alana has actually nodded off. And actually the other knights, Castle included. Castle has actually taken a brief leave and has walked over to the area, and he seems to be talking to himself. That's what he's doing at the moment. And the other ones are, everyone else is just kind of resting. So is there anything you'd like to speak to them about? Because they're a very interesting type. Not because I say so. I think Gith, honestly, I've never read about them ever until recently. I'm like, ooh.
I guess I would ask, why do you choose to exist in the Underdark? Why not leave?
Vengeance. If we leave now, then they win.
Why not why not go to the top and get reinforcements? Because obviously these guys are evil, and they want to control you.
He says, not all our plans are for you to understand.
That's okay. That's understandable. I don't. We don't want to dig too deep in your own personal business. We understand secrecy and everything of the sort.
Good. At least you're not trying to convert us.
No, we're not like that. We seek out evil that our particular God has given us, but we've been slaves for almost 2 years that we're trying to gain ourselves back.
Slaves. He turns to his friends and says something, and they all kind of chuckle. And then he says, so you're like us?
Yeah, I guess we're more alike than we thought we were.
And then he says, we must rest. If you must speak quietly. If you must leave, goodbye. So you see them kick the Githzerai, and he's over there, and he starts doing some monk moves you've seen similar, and he's kind of like doing some forms, and then this like bubble of silence surrounds all of you. Now inside you hear each other, but if you were to step outside of it, it's almost as if you weren't there.
Dang. I want to ask him one more thing.
Go ahead.
Mr. Drakkar, is that water drinkable? Is it
Not for you.
Okay. Is there any way to purify it? Or is it just don't even touch it?
You could cook it with heat, but heat draws many enemies in the Underdark.
Best not then. I won't. We won't.
And with that, your provisions are low to nothing at the moment. You can dispense what you have and have a half meal, but by tomorrow you won't have water or food. But that is what you have at the moment. If you all eat light, you can all eat and be comfortable. It's like one small bean burrito for everyone. It's good, but is it that good?
A bean burrito for everyone.
Yeah.
A goose.
But you know what I mean? So it's like, there you are.
Oh my gosh.
I suppose
Food and water.
I have everything. I have so many sticky notes in my books.
My book.
I suppose I probably would choose to dispense what I have. At the same time, looking for, I guess, other edibles.
Okay.
When we travel, I assume I probably wouldn't do it.
Well, as a
this
ranger,
time,
you
but-
will be able to get like
Yeah.
a semi boost. But right now, you're going to be traveling over water, and but that's what they. Anyway, so
Yeah.
they're all settling down for the night, and Odeon pulls both of you aside, as you are mostly his friends out of everybody, and says, "I will be taking watch the whole night.
What?
You can handle that?
There's something I haven't told you. I don't need to sleep."
Odeon, what are you? I feel like we've been through enough to where we kind of would like to
He says
understand you a little bit.
He says, my master has granted me sleepless nights, and I found that I do not need them. Warlocks have that ability. Some do.
That's amazing.
It's a invocation. Yeah, I was like, oh, cool.
Well, I say, Odeon, I trust you, man. I'll stay up with you.
He's
If
like,
you want to stay up too?
he's like, I would recommend sleeping. He said, today
Not all night,
Today
though.
was kind compared to what we might see tomorrow. You could sit with me for a time, but I suggest you rest.
I'll sit with you for a little bit. Just cause.
I think you were all decent health, except I think you took an arrow. Didn't you take an arrow?
Was that me who took an arrow to the leg? Or was that Casey?
Oh, yeah, Casey took an arrow. Ah, whatever. Anyway, the point is that
Yeah.
by morning we'll be fine, because D&D world, everyone just, like, heals overnight. It's crazy.
dang.
It's amazing. Anyway, so you're all resting. By the time you go to bed, unless you have anything to talk with Odeon about.
Oh, I would like to pray.
Okay. So you begin to pray, and you feel this, for the first time in a long time, almost like an emanating glow, which for you as a protector, Aasimar, is a very welcoming thing, especially in the Underdark. It's just surrounded by this evil mist. The mist itself has energy and darkness imbued with it, and so communicating, it's almost difficult. It's like you're through a barrier, and it takes you some time, but you do manage to reach Azrael. And Azrael actually appears when you fall asleep. You feel like you're there, but to both of you, almost like the same time, Boondock Saints style. Anyway, so he appears to you, and he shares that the Githyanki have special abilities and travel through tears they create through like time itself almost. And he says they are not to be trusted, so be careful. The Githzerai are more neutral, but I can't imagine he'd betray his comrades, or you'd ask him to. But keep an eye on him. Also, Wyron, you should try to reach out with your power. And then he says, I also, if you survive the Underdark, and I pray you do, there's something I must tell you about the Aasimar you hunt in the mountains. But not at this time. So your original quarry, the person you were hunting before this all even started, before the campaign even started, he's seen to have found. All right, and then you wake up feeling like you've just been asleep for a few moments, but you wake some 6-7 hours later.
Dang.
And you don't quite know, but you feel like you've got a good enough sleep, which 6-7 hours is good. More than I ever get. I get like 5. All right. So as you are boarding, you see 2 of the Gith warriors. They have spears on the boat, and they've been spearing fish. So they're getting prepared for the journey. As you're waking, that's what kind of, you hear that plunge, and it startles you all awake as you hear this like plunge and like this sound of a spear entering. And then he pulls out this strange looking, this like spiny fronted fish, and he pulls it up, and then he smacks it over the head with a club, and then he puts it in the boat, and he continues to do so. It's causing kind of a frenzy underneath. So these fish seem to like blood. So
Ooh, I have a spear as well.
right. So do you walk up next to them and do the same?
Yep.
All right. They see you approach by the boat where they're doing it, and they kind of laugh, and they kind of just sit there and watch. They put their arms like this, and they look over you, make an attack roll at the fish.
10 plus my strength, or would that be like a
That would be strength.
Dexterity?
You're throwing it, so dex. I'm just gonna say dexterity. on this
okay?
one.
My dexterity is
Anything ranged, I count as dex. Anything
plus 6, so 16.
Yeah, that's a hit. So you hit one, but unfortunately your spear goes a little bit further, and it kind of bobs up a little bit, and like it's not floating away, but it's just in the water, and it's kind of teetering, and like a fish is kind of floating up, and it flops on its side. It's near you. You can reach it, but okay, you pull it out, and the fish is just wiggling around, and it's. I want you to make a strength check against it.
Oh! Oh, dang it!
He rolls a 1. All
I
right.
am weak.
So it flips out of your hands and flies back into the water, and then just gets eaten by the rest of the other fish. And the other two just start laughing so heavily. And
I look at them and I laugh too.
all right,
I go, ah!
good stuff. All right, so you all board the boat. Is there anything else you'd like to do on land before we embark?
Well, I mean, I was gonna say that I'd part of my morning ritual is meditation, and I want to focus on feeling
Okay, yeah, go
the
ahead.
plains.
All right, so you reach out for the first time in the campaign. No, second time.
It's not the first.
Yeah, first time, second time. You reach out and it's almost like an echolocation type thing where this like you see nothing but blackness as you start to meditate, as your eyes close. It's all you see. And as you reach out, you feel this sudden just like pulse move. And you kind of feel like this location, general location. It's very, very faint. So it's just on the edge of where you are. But you see almost like way off in the distance, past your ability to see sometimes, this almost like faint ones throughout, underneath, all around. So it seems that this place may have portals. I mean, one for sure.
Yeah.
You're not sure if they're opened because portals most of the time have a gate or some kind of combination or secret codes or just magic in general. But you see that there are different portals maybe in use.
It's pretty neat.
It's not right in front of you though. So
Right.
just saying.
Nothing within visual distance.
No. Oh, it's right there.
Hey guys, let's go over there.
That rock's a portal. And you're free. Underdark over. I'm just kidding. That'd be so boring. All right. So anyway, all right. So you're traveling for about 30 minutes, and the water is just quiet. And as you push off the bank, and you feel it every time they push in, almost like a burst of color hits as they hit into the different plants and mushrooms as they move underneath. Just different
cool.
weird plants, and it just kind of sparkles up. It's illuminating in this like beautiful way. The fish followed you for a while, but then they left. The
Sharks.
kind of definitely predators of some sort. So you see that there's this really quiet. It's this quiet expanse before you. You hear occasionally a big, loud rock fall into water from a distance. You never quite see it, but there's, you can only see so far. But what's interesting is you start looking into the darkness. You notice that your eyes aren't doing so much of the dark vision seeing anymore. It switches to like if you've read the Drizzt series, switching between infrared and like a normal or like dark vision into a normal one. It's almost jarring because you're seeing with one light and then you're seeing light, which is totally different. So it's kind of a bit of both, and it's a little disorienting, but it's beautiful. All right, after about this is where you can't look at the screen at all. After about, I would say, almost 2 hours, you've been traveling the same way, and it's been quiet and beautiful. The Underdark, it's not as bad as everyone talks about, but there's this sudden change. One of the Gith stands up, and then the others say, "I hear it too," and he runs over and grabs spears and starts handing it to all of you. Most of you have some kind of weapon of some sort, but you hear this kind of drum, and it just keeps getting a little bit louder over time. Then the drum stops, and in about 15 minutes after the drum stops, you're all looking around. You've been eyeing everything. You can't see very far, but almost like there's a huge block cutting out the light of the different fungus and different things. It's moving in your direction. It was going like adjacent, like near you, but now it's kind of veering towards you and it's reaching closer. As you see, it's a wooden craft, like a barge. As you get closer, it's quite large.
Go barge barge in the Underdog.
All right.
Oh.
And the Githyanki say, Duragar. And the other two spit, and they one actually like gets on the side of the like raft and like holds on to the side, and another one does the same. They're like going stealth mode, like getting like trying to appear like there's less of you. They as they approach, you see that there's someone like a dwarf throw a hook to your boat and start pulling it forward. Like you see this gray-skinned dwarf as you get closer with this like long like dark beard pull you into the boat, like pulls you to the side of the barge, and the barge's about 6 feet high out of the water, and it's very huge. Like it's massive. Not like, I mean, it's big for where it's at. You feel like it shouldn't be here, but I mean, it's not like, I mean, I would say 100 feet long and about 40 feet wide. It's huge, but it's not like, yeah, I mean, like this thing is a barge for sure, but it's, you don't see how many Duragar are aboard, but you do see this dwarf-like character pulling you towards the boat. He gets you towards it, and the Githyanki just pulls out his great sword, and he leans on it and just stares at him. And after a few moments, 2 more Duragar show up, and they start talking, and they start motioning you to come aboard. They're speaking in their language, but you don't understand what they're saying at all.
Is the Gith doing anything? He's just sitting there.
He's sitting there, and he starts speaking to them in the language, his ring, and it's like perfect.
It works.
He's speaking perfectly to them. You see him like move his ring, and then he starts speaking to them. And whether that motion is necessary or not, he does it. And he speaks to them for some time, and they start pointing, and he starts pointing, and a couple of them laugh. Another one shows up on the top of the deck, and he says, they're inviting us up for food, and I don't trust them.
Why would they invite us up for food?
Yeah, I don't even know who we are.
They said, we see that you're lost, come up for food.
We're not lost.
I know that. But can you resist them?
Yes.
Yeah. You don't have any problems with that.
He says, then keep your sword ready. It seems like they're not letting you.
Okay.
You know, like, yeah, come up. If you don't.
Right.
You know, they're not saying that, but you can see the way they're standing is basically this very menacing, like, you're coming up.
Can we cut the rope?
You can.
But then they could shoot at us.
That's true.
You can fly, and then you just leave them.
Yeah.
See you. I made a bad decision. Bye.
I'm really sorry.
I'll remember you.
Remember me.
2 brothers.
Argentina. Boy. Oh, boy, girl. Girl, boy.
That's almost the order.
Um.
Yo just got here. What happened? Traveling to the Underdark with the Gith, they've now met some Duragar. Welcome, by the way, the Ginger Man. I almost call you the Gingerbread Man. I apologize.
He's all, get out there.
So I really don't trust these Duragar at all.
Yeah, it feels weird.
Go up and eat.
Yeah. So
the one has this like very like toothy smile. There's most teeth, but the ones that really matter around here don't really. They're not there. They don't look like pirates. They just
don't brush their teeth.
you know what I mean? though? They're just like shabby dressed, like bargemen of the Underdark. If that makes sense.
I asked gosh, what's his name?
Odeon?
No, Dothrak.
Drakkar.
Yeah.
I say, what did you tell them? Did you tell them that we don't need help?
I told them that. But it seems they want the support.
I look at Alana and Odeon and I say, ready?
And Odeon looks at you. Never. Let's go.
Alright.
He is just laughing, just whatever.
That seems to be our lives.
Yeah.
I guess I'm gonna go aboard, but I'm gonna be keeping an eye on like how to make an escape back to our raft.
Okay.
I'm glad we
And in my head, what I'm thinking is, I could cast light and run because these guys are all like.
You never know what they were accustomed to.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, but also, never mind. Go on.
Yeah, no. Well, and plus it would be a beacon to their boat for whatever else may be dwelling in the Underdark. So
they'd be like,
This place
hi!
is tricky. This
Yeah,
isn't like a
so-
field
Different.
where there's humans around.
right.
Or they're like, dude.
So I mean, for now, I'm gonna get on the boat, but I've kind of got that up my sleeve.
I got your back.
Gotcha. Okay, so you're kind of standing ready.
Yes.
Gotcha. All right, so as you all climb up this ladder that's a little slippery and mossy, you get to the top and you see that there are just 4 Duergar standing around.
4.
Yeah, there are 4, and one of them starts clapping his hands, and some other Duergar comes out and he's holding like a little platter of like this moldy looking bread. I mean, it's what they're handing you.
I say
Poison
thanks.
Thanks. Yeah. Go ahead.
4.
Unfortunately,
What would that be? Survival
I'm
3,
rolling
7.
1, 2.
Odion's kind of standing a little bit in front of you. You're not quite able to make out at this distance, and you feel like if you step closer to like, they'd be offended, and maybe you
Right.
probably don't want to jump right there.
21,
The
girl.
whole.
Okay. You don't see any poison, but you do see right underneath the plate, he's holding a knife. Maybe out of protection, maybe not. But that's what you see with that high of a roll.
I take the bread and I break it. I give some to him. I give some to Alana and just everybody.
Okay.
I go, thank you.
All right. So as you're breaking the bread, the other Duergar who stand about yay high on you, they're very quiet and very stoic, and you see that 2 of them have clubs, and one of them's he looks like the guard. He's like wearing like armor, and it's very dark looking armor, and he's holding a war hammer, and he's leaning against it as well, almost kind of mimicking the Githyanki, who is currently leaning on his sword, and everyone's just kind of this stalemate of like, let's eat bread aboard this ship in the middle of the dark. It's like this really tense, like Mexican standoff type situation in the Old West. Everyone's like, who's gonna do so? Yeah, right. But that moment doesn't come where everyone draws their weapons. It's quiet, and Alana sniffs the bread and then looks to Odia and he says, "What's the worst that could happen? We could get sick."
Is the whole thing moldy?
No,
Or
it's
is
just
it
like parts of it.
I'll take a bite of the part that's not just.
It is very strange. It's got a texture almost like a mushroom, and it's this really moist. Yet even though it's moist, it still feels crummy. Like it just kind of collapses a little bit. Like this isn't wheat. It's just something,
Mushroom wheat.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it could be.
Mushroom
And
starch.
you eat it, and the Duergar kind of nod their head, and they say, "Would you like to rest?" That's what they're asking me.
We
Oh, what do we need to rest for?
yeah, we rested. We had a very good rest. We rested for 7
Why?
hours.
And
Why?
he says to you and says, "They are going to try to kill us
Undoubtedly.
or sell us, whichever."
There's 4 of them. Are there more on the boat?
It's a barge. I'm not sure.
We could take their boat.
And all the while he's smiling and he's nodding. He's just trying to explain, but his tone to you is very, "This isn't good. We need to get out of here."
I notice what he's doing. I go as well. Oh, all right. Yeah.
All right, and roll performance.
20.
Oh wow. Okay. They wholeheartedly believe that you are 100% like, "This is great. I love this. This is I'm chill. I'm gonna hang out with these guys."
Oh, they want to let us sleep on their boat. Yeah.
Yeah.
really great.
Boat party.
I'm on a boat.
Getting your jammies.
All right. So you go on this tense moment for I don't know, like 2 or 3 minutes. He's talking to him. He's not translating everything. But finally he says, "I've refused them, and they said they want us to speak to their captain."
Okay. Where's the captain?
They said down below. I go after the big ones, the big guard. You go after the other ones.
Yeah.
We just got.
We don't know how many of them there are, but we could take this.
Well,
boat.
he's a warrior. He's like, I'm not just going down to a boat.
Yeah,
Right,
I'm not gonna. No
right.
way.
The
Like,
Durgar, he says, I will explain later, but they're not kind. And he smiles at them and kind of like does this like salutation type wave towards them. He does this little lean. I spot a good boy. Okay.
Oh, I think that's my friend.
Maybe.
Is that you, just on sound?
If not, that's funny that you called him that.
I am a good boy.
All right, so he the Githyanki, that big warrior Drakar, he grabs his sword and he's standing there and he starts saying something and they all start walking. They're kind of behind you. They're not letting you stand behind them.
Who, the Durgar?
Yeah, but he suddenly turns with this flash of just like bright, like he holds it like this, grabs it and swings it real fast across, making his first attack roll. Roll
That's what,
initiative.
Drakar does?
Yes.
That's cool.
He just
That's
turns
pretty
really
cool.
quickly and slices at him.
I got a 12.
I should pull up my death dice.
Death. Ooh.
All right. All right, let me do this. All right, so who has what rolls?
I got a 12.
Oh, shoot, I didn't roll. 13.
Okay.
Oh boy.
You beat him.
My back.
All right. And I'm just going to say the Gith go together.
My name is Jeff.
Okay.
You ever see 22 Jump Street? Oh, okay.
Searing
Yes.
energy wave. 2 key, cast burning hands.
Yeah, they got new skills, by the way. So, and by the way, guys, I did do a live recently, and some people were like, "Did you guys know that you could do this? And you could do this? You guys aren't using all your guys. It's fine."
We're leveling up.
And also, if we were playing by ourselves, not live, we would have time to look over these things. But sometimes with the whole live, we have to perform and not look and read every single thing. So if we miss something, we do apologize. Like a monk falling out a window can fall slower. But if he suddenly takes a lot of damage, I apologize. So exactly.
Yeah.
And it's also a homebrew game, so
Yeah.
if it doesn't quite fit, the great thing about the Dungeon Master Manual, it says everything's interpretable to the person who's playing. Anyway, that being said, I just wanted to get that out there. Oh, yeah. Oh,
What is
I'm laughing.
Yeehaw!
Anyway, sorry, I'll check comments once in a while. I'm not ignoring you. All right. He hits him. That's a solid hit. So he turns almost on like a swivel, just this quick, like really very fast move. Hits him hard, dealing 12 damage to him. And you just see the surprise on his face. And you hear him just this exertion of force. You turn and you just see this blood go splattering. All right, next it was you.
Nope. Jordan rolled higher than me.
It's not me. Who's near me?
Somebody.
There are 4 Duragar
Okay.
right now, and the one actually 5 because the one with the knife.
Oh, okay.
Platter boy.
Platter boy. I want to. Okay. This is what
I
do.
want to.
I want you, boy. I want to go like this. Is the platter boy still in front of me?
You're gonna look at him? Yes, he is. Well, I mean, he's to your side, technically, to your left.
Okay, so
The right. Okay, let me be clear. Right hand side is the edge of the boat. You have about 30, 40 feet right now, and then there's this little area where you can go down. So you've got this huge area for fighting.
okay, so I want to give him one of these. Wham! Just a swift elbow to the face,
Okay.
and let's see if I do it first.
I was like, that's a waste of. Oh wait, you're a monk.
13 plus 4, so
This is
17.
like a cantrip or
That's something that you have as a Horizon Walker.
just
It's an action. Yeah,
cool.
I believe. For now, just use an action.
All right,
Have fun with it,
all right.
and then I'll tell you next week. No, it's not.
So I want to, give him a nice elbow to the face. I rolled a 17 total, and I as he's staggering back, I'm going to grab the silver plate and just, boom, just kick off of him.
So how many attacks are you doing? Are you doing your 2?
Yeah, I'm going to do 2
Because
attacks.
as a monk now at level 5, you got extra attacks, so you
So,
haven't been doing that, so yeah, please do.
so yeah, I want to go, bam, turn, grab, kick off, and take the plate. And as he's flying, I want to try and kick him off the boat.
Okay.
Just,
Alright, go
I'm
for
going
it.
to use the plate.
Okay. So roll 2 attacks,
Okay,
unless you're
that's,
using a key point to do anything else.
Nah, just using my
Okay, 2 attacks.
2 attacks. So that's D4.
So that one was a hit.
Hiya! 4.
Alright, now roll for the second attack.
And...
No, I mean like...
Oh, whoops. Hadouken!
Oh, nice.
19 plus 4. Yes!
Both are hits.
Oh boy.
Alright, now roll your damage on the second one.
3. So 4.
And then plus your dexterity modifier, right? Efficiency? Is that how it works with monks?
plus
I
6.
can't remember.
Yeah.
So
That's
7
your
plus
saving.
6.
Oh, that's your saving, so that's just
Oh.
normal.
Oops. So plus 3. So 7 plus 3, 10.
Nice. Okay, so you do catch him a little bit by surprise. He's still getting ready for it. He's pulling out the knife, but just as he does, you do those moves, and it's just this intense. You feel like this crack on his nose as you kick him, and he actually falls backwards. He wasn't towards. You were towards the edge of the boat,
Oh, okay.
but where you kick him, he falls backwards, and he doesn't go prone, but he looks a little bit disoriented, and in pain, quite a bit of pain. That was quite the strikes. All right, now your turn.
I also want to knock somebody off the boat. I see him doing that, and I'm like, hey, great idea. There's like predator things down there. So I'm going. I have a spear, don't I? Because they were handing them out.
Yes.
So it probably doesn't do more damage than my scimitar, but I want to use the spear either way.
Long range.
Because I can just like really like swing it like a bat.
Yeah, go
And
for
I'm
it.
gonna throw some planar energy in that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like dwarfing it off the boat.
Smash Bros. Bet.
I get 2 attacks.
It makes the sound too.
Okay, so my second attack was a 12.
So the first attack was a
It was probably a fail.
probably.
I think I rolled a 7, which would have been a 10.
No, that one wouldn't.
Yeah.
Have been. What was your other one?
12.
12 total.
Yes.
Which one were you swinging at?
One that I could hit.
Very, very diplomatic.
No, I just wanted to. I mean, anybody that
The
I
weakest
thought-
looking one is what you're saying.
Anybody that I thought I could hit off the boat.
You
honestly.
smacked the lot.
I'm gonna give you this one, but in the future that's not gonna fly. All right, so you do see one. He particularly doesn't have any armor of any sort on, so that is a hit.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
But from now on, I'm
All
gonna have you
right.
do perception.
All right.
All right.
That's not bad.
So-
idea, okay.
So anyway, you did what exactly to
I'm
Yeah,
just
100%
like
sure.
baseball bat swinging at him like
with the spear?
Yeah.
All right. So it's gonna be more of a bludgeoning
With-
damage.
But I'm putting planar.
Right.
A
It's-
planar push into it.
Yes. Okay. So now roll your damage.
Right. How much damage does the spear do?
So the spear is a 1d6.
6. So, 4, and then 8. 8. Nice. So that's 12.
You send him reeling off the side of the ship. You kind of do this move where you spin the spear around this way and you sidestep him and hit him in the back or like back of the head. He stumbles a bit and just rolls over the side because it's not very high
You do a
up.
stuntman jump.
Yeah, I mean it was very Wilhelm scream.
The Wilhelm scream.
Yeah. And he goes jumping off the side, and you don't see any fish attack him, but he's out of the count for at least. I mean, he got hit really hard in the head, and he fell in the water. He's not dead, but he's going to take a minute.
Probably
Yeah.
drowning.
All right.
Hopefully he's bleeding.
That was a very good turn. All right. The Gith spring into action. You see the one Gith run up and try to stab with his longsword. It seemed he had it out. No one saw him pull it out, but he had it out. Comes running at the Duragar and the big one, and he sidesteps him just after he took that big slice across his face, and he misses him. The second one goes for him and gets him. He gets him very well. Just stabs him right through the armor, and it kind of comes out the back near his shoulder blade, and deals a very good amount of damage. I imagine. Nope, does not. Good damage, not bad, but not great either. And then the other one runs up and makes 2 attacks, luckily, and then hits. And you see this strange energy come out of his hands as he just quick punches him, and it sends him back as well. So they're fighting him. The Duragar now no longer. They weren't surprised, but you know what I mean. Surprised, not in technical sense. All right, so they spring to action and they start swinging. One comes after you, swinging his club. Just seeing you knock one of his friends into the water. You see him coming, and you, with the spear you just hit, and after that you block him with this, and it's a very good solid thud, but it's a miss. The other one runs at you and slips off the deck. Rolling a 1 on attack near an edge is never a good thing.
These are some pretty,
That would suck.
yeah.
This is like a comedy scene rather than a battle. Not my fault. All right, and then the fourth one misses.
Oh man.
You guys suck.
You guys surprised them. All right, let's just say that's why. Back to you.
Cool.
Even though they lured us on board.
Hey, come on up here.
Older Tucker.
There are currently. I should have eaten all that butter. All right.
Why do we give them our fine bread? So, who do I see kind of around me?
There are
Like,
currently
who's
3
nearest to
dwarves
me?
aboard. All right, so there's the dwarf that's armored. The Gith are all swarming.
Okay.
There's 2 more. One that just swung at him and he just blocked, and another one that took a swing at you and missed. Before.
Oh, that's right.
Not the one that fell in the water. He's in the water. There's another one that swung at you and missed.
Oh.
Everyone's.
in
I mean,
that-
when I say missed, I mean you guys block them, and
Right.
it's not
When-
like just. It's not Morrowind.
So with that, with his miss in my block, can I do like a wham and grapple?
You can grapple, yeah. So make a strength check against him.
14 plus 4, 18.
Well, they're very strong, but no, you beat them.
Yes.
So you
Okay.
grab his. That's your first attack.
Yep, I want to grab his arm and then go wham, just right in his nose.
Yes. All right.
So
Roll
we'll
attack.
boink. 7 plus 4, 11.
Okay, it misses him. So
Okay.
what happens is you're swing, like you grabbed it, and then he's trying to pull it back, and then sees your fist coming in your hand, and he sidesteps it, and that's your attack and your move. But currently he is grappled.
I do have one more though.
With a key point, you mean?
Because you had your one attack was to grapple, your
Okay.
second attack was to throw a punch. So that's 2
Okay.
attacks.
Can he spend key to
I
do more
I
attacks?
thought I had
Yeah.
3.
Like flurry of blows? Or
You have
something?
yeah, you can do things.
Extra attack. Yeah. Level
That-
5.
That's what that was. You just did 2.
Oh, I thought I could always do
'Cause
2
normally-
attacks.
If you spend key.
So
Oh.
here we have Flurry of Blows.
Flurry
Different thing
blows.
entirely. 1 key point on attack.
Okay,
Make
I'll just
2
do that.
additional attacks. So you can now hit him 2 more times if you spend a key point.
I would like to use that extra key point to just, with that arm that I have, just go and just snap it.
All right, make a attack and a strength.
Hadouken! Freaking 6 plus 4, 10, and
His arm is very thick and just
9
like
plus
it's really.
4.
I mean, he's a dwarf, so you're trying to
break
break his arm without any.
6 plus 4, and 9 plus 4.
You manage to wrench the weapon away from him, but you don't.
Okay.
He's now. He's now free of the grapple, but you have his weapon.
Okay.
So I mean, it's a club, but he doesn't have it anymore.
Yeah.
All right,
I want to.
back to you.
It's my turn. I'm gonna throw the spear at the guy he was trying to fight. I guess that would be a dex.
If you're a rogue, that would be a sneak attack.
Don't hit
18.
me.
That's a hit.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do for damage? Just 1d6 on that?
1d6 plus your dex.
So 9.
All right, you send it flying right into his gut as he sidesteps him and he's trying to break his arm and he's just kind of laughing. You see your brother pull away the thing and he's going like this and immediately just enters into his side and goes out the back and he just stumbles over. He was not strong and he's now dead. And also realism to a point.
Right.
I look over to you and I'm
on
just
the
like,
armored Duragar getting speared.
Right.
It's not great. All right.
I'll give you one
one
of
is
these.
one is out for the count. All right.
Nice, bro.
The Gith are now still swarming that man. Miss, 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 miss.
Oh man.
You see all those?
310.
Dang,
310s,
man.
and they rolled too. That was weird. Okay, so he's a skilled fighter. 3 Gith Yankee are all swinging at him, and 1 Gith Sarai are just all swinging at him, and he's just blocking, hitting, pushing back. I mean, it's kind of beautiful, like a dance, except very deadly and missing.
All those other 4 Duragar followed him into battle, thinking he would lead them to victory.
Oh, I just have a plate.
Yeah, and a knife, but he
still
was
have that
reeling
plate,
back.
too.
Speaking of the guy with the knife, he comes sprinting towards you after he sees his friend get killed. But something happens to him as he starts moving towards you. You see him get bigger, like your size. You see him increase in size along with everything that he's wearing and carrying.
Weird.
His dagger turns into it looks almost like the size of a short sword now, and his clothes look all the same except bigger. And he runs forward and just grabs you with these big bare arms. He just hugs you really tight, not meaning to be kind to you. And you have to break free. Can you break that? 6 plus 2. Try to roll strength against it.
Beat an
Okay.
8.
11 plus 4.
All right. So he wraps around you and just starts you feel this intense hugging, but as you do, you kind of slip away with your monk jitsu, and you turn him and just shove him away a little bit.
It's a new art.
Yeah, monk jitsu.
Jitsu.
We're combining things. All right. So he missed, but he was trying to stab you while holding you. Didn't work.
Bastard.
The other one rolls a 6. What is happening tonight? The other one rolls a 1. I kid you not. Okay, so
Truly natural one indeed.
the ones climbing up slip and fall back in, and the other one makes it to the top, but that was his move to climb back up. Okay, it's your turn again. I'm not making this up. You're seeing these rolls.
Yeah, well.
It's like Comedy Central for dwarves.
Let's see.
Durgar, the feared Underdark
Right?
dwarves are failing right now.
The drow rivals
Yeah.
are failing miserably.
What is it? It's on on very easy mode
Right?
Okay,
where
so
the enemies defeat themselves.
so I still have that plate.
2 of them.
Dang it!
2 of them rolled 1s on attacks on the deck next to the edge.
They don't have their sea legs.
I don't get the pun, but go.
They're falling in the water on their own boat. But so I have that silver
Sure, man.
platter still,
All right.
and the time has come, and I want to take it. I want to go shee and throw it at the dude. I want
As long as you make that sound, you have advantage. I'm just kidding.
to
Just roll normal.
So I want to throw that bad boy at him using my dexterity. So 10 plus 6, so 16.
That's a hit.
Cool. And I want to use my step of wind to launch at him
Okay.
and just whoosh.
Okay. Superman punch. All right. I will allow it.
10 plus, what would that be? Is that strength or just dexterity because I'm
Punching?
launching?
So first make a acrobatics since you're kind of jumping at him.
All right, so 16.
That's you successfully do a jump and then your attack roll. I hate to do it. It's just the way it is.
Sure you can.
If you're doing something cool,
Oh yeah, girl. It's 18
Yeah,
plus 4.
that's a miss. Just
Oh, I was like,
it's a hit. So
He's
which
got
one
Jesus
which
on
one
him.
were you going at?
the big one that grew. So I went.
Oh. Okay, so you improvise weapon,
Right in the-
hit him with a plate. So roll d4.
It's math.
It is math.
2.
This isn't fantasy. This is math.
Hey. So 2 on that.
Okay, and now roll your punch.
2. Dang it.
Okay, so he's big, but you hit him with your punch with this fury, just out of nowhere. You just jump at him and just punch him with this intense hit. It reels him back a bit. He gets just this anger about him, just you see him just almost getting bigger, but He can't get bigger than he is at the moment. It is now your turn.
You like a barbarian dwarf. Okay, so I want to try and mix the thing. You tell me if it's cool or not. I want to charge the guy that he just attacked.
Okay.
And use the charge to push him, but I also want to use a Zephyr Strike.
Now, do you have the feet charger? You do. So yes, as long as it's 10 feet, which it is.
Okay.
So you can charge him, and then you're going to use your Zephyr
Strike.
Zephyr Strike, which is a spell.
Yes. Is that cool?
That works.
I can do that.
I
Okay.
allow it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. What do I? Well, I guess. Okay. Never mind. There it is. So.
Yeah. You should be fine.
Okay.
Nice. That's a hit.
So cool. And then do I need to roll again for the spell?
No, not for
Okay.
this.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna say no because you've already made your move to use it, infuse your attack with it.
I guess I would have attacked with my scimitar since I threw my spear at the other guy.
Yes.
And
in this, by the way, a lot of people are like, well, technically you have to use a turn to pull out a weapon. But in my case, is that the way I see it is they're moving, and he's not going to be sprinting and then stop. You know, like he's going to be moving and then doing something. That's my interpretation of it.
Hooray!
Always has been. The same goes for them, though. Like, some people don't realize that, is that if my guys can drink a potion on their bonus action, which is an action, technically, if they can drink that, so can the enemy. You know, everything is the same way. I like a balance.
Fairness.
So the enemies get their same type of... They will wreck you. If they don't roll once. All right, so go do your...
All right, so that's going to be 8 plus 4, so that's 12. And I push him 10 feet. I'm trying to get him off the boat. But
Okay, so
if 10 feet gets him off
your
the boat,
Zephyr Strike, it
is
is...
1 die extra, which is what I was rolling.
Right, so you just... It makes you move even faster. So you're charging and you're just...
Right, a charge with like a super fast strike.
With it like a stab at the same
and
time.
trying to
kind of like push him and slice at the same time.
Right.
Okay,
He
so
seems threatening. I want to like get rid of him.
all right. So the good news is this: the blow from the great sword.
Oh, that's
Standing,
right.
I'm not the great sword, the long sword that went through right here. He had yanked it out, and they're still fighting. When you came sprinting up, like with this incredible speed, you slice and like elbow him and like push him with your forearm at the same time, and just like slice as you move. He kind of spins, and he's grabbing onto the side, and he's going to make a strength check to keep up. Okay, he's fine. He's barely hanging on though. He's not prone, but he's not good. All right, so okay, now the Gith spring into action, not failing this time. Let's just hope that they don't. Right. Let me get down to our thing here. Okay. Shall the Gith make an attack?
What?
They make an attack.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Alana and Odion.
They are busy. I don't want to.
Oh.
You don't
They're
need.
picking their noses on the raft still.
No, they're doing their own thing.
Oh, okay.
They're making out.
Oh!
All right. The good news is, bad news for the last guy. One of the warriors. I'm now doing this. Fumble charts.
Oh.
I found something else.
Hooray.
Oh wait, that's not a percentage die. All right. So what happens to him? All right. So costly mistake. Your target may re-roll all 1s and 2s on the damage rolls for his next successful melee attack versus you. So if he rolls a 1 or 2 against him, he can re-roll against him. Not so bad. Basically, he lets himself open to this guy's attacks. Okay, now the other 2, fortunately, the other one's not going to have a problem because they see what you tried to do, and he's still hanging on. It's brutal what they do to him, but it's enough to kill him. They just start hacking at him as he's trying to hang on, and pieces fall off. I'll just go there. He's done. He didn't have much health, but yeah. All right.
In pieces.
Now the last.
We should have saved some. We could have cooked it.
Cook some dang boys.
Gross. All right. Now the last 2. Well, one has made it to the top,
Oh, all right. They're trying to climb back.
and the other one. Okay, he made it to the top as well. So that was the last turn. I should have done that already. All right. They come attacking. Oh, and they do. Okay, so one pulls out that warhammer. The other one just had a sword. This guy has a warhammer and comes swinging at you, particularly, and hits you. Let's see what the damage is. Oh gosh, of course it would be. 11 plus 2.
Naturally.
So you just struck his friend really painfully with your scimitar, and he sees that movement, and he's a little frightened of you particularly. He grows in size as he starts running at you, and just slams down on your back area, and you just feel bones kind of threaten to break, but they don't quite, and it sends you forward against the front of the ship. All right.
Jerk.
The second one goes for you. Also a 17 plus 2. That's a good hit. But luckily, he only has a short sword, but he gets bigger. And then he starts attacking you. All right. So 5, 6, 7 damage to you. So he comes and stabs you right in the side area, scrapes across your front. It's not bleeding heavily, but you feel your clothes dampen as wet blood just starts oozing out of your side.
Ouch.
All right. Okay, it is now your turn.
I say, ouch!
Actually, Odeon and Alana are going to break the door just in case there's more.
Cool.
That's what they're doing.
All right.
Fun.
So now I'm going to use. Oh dang! So he just sliced me. What direction is he to me? Is he behind me?
He's to the side of you.
Okay.
So he came at you and sliced right here, and it came down across your left side and kind of front left area. He tried to stab you, but you're fast and you were moving, and it didn't quite find purchase.
Okay. Much one ignore enemy.
And then you die.
I'm dead.
Oh man.
Okay, so I want to.
I would love
So with that,
I would love a comic strip of oh man.
oh man.
You just barely get scratched and he's dead.
Ooh, key empowered strikes. I like those. Does that even take any? No, doesn't take any key points. Okay, so I want to go Super Saiyan it up
Okay.
and empower my key strikes.
He's over there screaming. For be quiet.
That's not going to attract any
Guys,
attention.
well, we'll be back in 6 episodes from now. Which is 4 hours each.
His
2 to 4
power is
hours.
now over 9,000.
Oh my god!
This is Dandy. All right, go.
So see, I'm going to use key empowered strikes, and I'm going to use a stunning attack.
Go
on
for
him.
it.
And that takes 1 key point. Punch. 15
That's a
plus
hit.
4.
That is a hit.
So I want to take it, and I just want to give one of these right in the solar plexus. Try and knock the wind
So
out
it
of him.
does. It does successfully knock the wind out of him. And actually, it almost topples him. He's having a hard time keeping upright, and it stunned him for his
I'm
next
actually
round.
good.
All right. Wait, you have 2 attacks, or you're just doing the one?
I was just doing that one. Powered, and then BAM!
Okay.
Okay. I just got hit by a guy.
Very, very painfully in the back.
That makes me upset.
Is this the clavicle? What's this?
I think your clavicle's
No.
right here.
Clavicle's right
Isn't
here.
it?
These are your these.
Well, all around here feels very, very painful.
My shoulder.
Yeah. Yeah. What's this called right
Scapula.
here?
You're thinking
Scapula.
scapula.
That's what it
Yeah.
is.
A
That you're
spatula.
pretty sure it's a little cracked.
My scapula's a little cracked.
I need that
Of course, you
spatula.
wouldn't know that. How will I make eggs?
I'll never sleep on my shoulder again.
You shouldn't sleep on your shoulder.
You know, like just
All right.
Okay.
Do your thing.
So I am going to pull on my Shroud of Darkness after this guy strikes me. And
You pissed him off.
full anger. How dare anybody ever strike me kind of a thing.
An Aasimar barbarian would be epic.
Right?
Like raging plus getting the, yeah, okay,
Yeah,
anyway, go on.
yeah.
Sorry. I digress.
And I'm gonna pull out. Well, I already have my scimitar out.
I pull it out again.
I pull it out again. But
You straighten
yes.
yourself out, then wings grow out of your back.
Yes.
Well, ethereal wings. Just these bone-looking things.
And with my necrotic...
Which he has to actually roll
that's right. That's right.
to beat your...
Charisma.
And he doesn't. What's your...
16.
Yeah, he doesn't beat it.
Cool.
So he's terrified. He comes up and he's all confident. He's like, yeah! Hits you in the back.
Got him in the back.
And then you stumble forward and all of a sudden come back up. And just these bone wings appear. You turn around and just like with his black eyes. And he's terrified.
Yeah, boy. That's right. So now...
I love
I'm
that move.
going to strike him with necrotic force. One
Nice.
time. 2 times.
Oh,
yes!
So that's going to be... Ooh. 4 plus 5, 9 plus 5.
yeah, how would you like to kill him?
Plus all the force damage, right?
Yeah. Well, with the force damage... Oh,
Plus
gosh.
9.
He's super dead.
I just want him to, like,
So
burst.
Just, right. So here's what happens. You turn around and it's... Kids, look away. All right, so what happens is you run up and you bury the sword because it's slashing.
Mm-hmm.
You bury the sword through him right here, and the whole force of it just sends his whole body in on itself and out. Because the force of it would go... It's the whole thing just collapses.
Skin goes inside the rib cage and then...
Yeah, it's not pretty. Maybe not that bad, but it's bad. The other Duragar starts backing up and starts yelling. And
Oh, that jerk. He's yelling.
of course he is. He just demolished his friend.
I know, he's being loud.
Actually, he's not within 10 feet of you.
But still.
But he saw that, and
He may not have seen the wings.
he saw what you did to his friend, and that was enough to make him worried. The Gith are now approaching him, and they're all, with their weapons, getting closer, and it's very smooth, like, menacing movements towards him. He decides the water is a better choice and jumps back in. He's bleeding, probably won't make it far, but he's going. He doesn't care. He's just like, anything's better than get whatever that was. You're out of initiative at the moment.
Oh, wow. Oh, I was like,
You defeated the Duragar. In a very, it should have been a lot more painful for you.
Right.
But what do I know?
I was the only one who got hit.
Well,
yeah.
you got hit too.
Oh, I didn't.
Oh, that's right. You got sliced,
Barely.
yeah.
You got pummeled.
You got a new skin flap.
The good news is that there's some weapons and enlarged armor, which actually at the moment they died in their enlarged state.
Oh.
Now, Duragar, Odeon, and Alana have been busy as well. They come back a little bit bruised and beaten, but they come up and there was only one person down there, and they finished him off. And they say, well, we got some good news and bad news. Down there there's provisions, but the bad news is we can't question the captain. And Alana looks down.
Okay.
Gosh, you guys, you luck out at the weirdest moments. And
Yeah, we do.
I mean, I can't. You know, he's here watching. It was. Well, that's one thing. Okay, go on. All right, what do you do?
Well, I'm not concerned about the armor because I think I'm wearing my ideal, wearing leather already.
I don't need anything.
Alana grabs that dwarf that had fallen off. She like fishes him out, like pulls him back in, and his armor is not plate, but it's like an iron. It's better than what she's wearing, which is nothing. And she puts it on. Well, she's wearing clothes, but
Right.
let me be clear. Anyway, so
Alana
she
naked in the Underdark.
not a great place to be.
I have dark vision.
Oh.
All right. So the Gith turned to you, and after a few moments of congratulating you in their strange language, Dorkar turns to all of you and says, "Let's loot this, burn it down, and go."
We don't want to use
We don't want to take it?
And at that moment, when you say that, Castle, the Prince, and Prince Aron and Sir Dowd, they say, we've been thinking, and they were doing something important during the battle, I'm sure. They were for the sake of story. Maybe they were fighting other people, but I don't want to control that many people because
Right.
that would be boring
Too
for
much.
everyone if
Yeah.
I'm playing the game while these guys watch.
Right.
So stuff was happening. It was cool and epic, and things were had. Anyway, so they say, Castle says to you, I want to go find the other slaves. I made a promise to them that I would help them, and they're gone. You can go on with them, leave some kind of message, some kind of signal to follow you in a direction that's obviously not known to everyone else. Maybe carve something, but I can't, in good conscience, just leave those other slaves that went off on that mushroom. I mean, there was Moose, there was a bunch of other people that helped us, and I've got to go find them. And Gerhardt actually says, this is a little bit more than I signed on for. I think I might be good with them as well. He says, I'm good for hunting. They said that they can pay me quite a bit. So it seems that they're leaving your party for a time, but they will come back. That because Castle's character's not going to be joining us for a little bit, and we don't know if Casey's character will be joining us for a little bit. And
Right.
to make it more of a personal, you guys experience,
Right.
DM to players, I think that this, for now, is what they're going to do.
Right.
There's
That
no
works.
dissuading them unless you really want to dissuade them. But they will be back. They will be back. I talked to them and they said they're good. Okay.
I say,
But they're saying so departing from you is what they're doing.
be careful. You're supposed to be king, after all.
He says, and at this moment you see the Githyanki a little bit upset. He says, "But I promised if I lead you through, I get your things. So what will you give me?" And they all kind of look at each other and say, "You didn't take us anywhere. You put us on your boat for a couple hours.
Right.
We're not giving you anything." And Dowd comes over and hands him this dirk that's like really ornate and like really fine made steel and says, "This is the most I'm handing you." And he says, "This is from our country to yours. I'm sorry, we're not giving you any more." And he says, "And no excuse. We're not. If you try to take anything from us, that means we fight you, and we outnumber you." And the Gith don't believe that they can take you all at once.
Mm.
You can see that in their actions as they speak to each other quietly, angrily. But the leader comes back and says, "We accept, but we'll come back for your corpses. You don't know the way out. Good luck. And also, if the Duergar come, you might not be so lucky as these bumbling fools we ran into." And with that, they say, "We'll stay aboard. We have provisions, and we can stay here and keep an eye out for them. If they end up in this lake, we'll find them. A big barge sitting in the little lake might have a better chance." That's their plan for now. What happens to them, you'll not know until they show up. I
Well-
already have things planned, but
I'd like to kind of look in this boat.
yeah. Please do.
Yeah. Stock up on a little bit of food
Yeah,
and
let's
water
get
if
some
it's-
food.
if it's in there.
I don't want to die. Maybe they have some items.
Maybe.
The armor.
Yes.
So I want to take off my wet and bloody clothes. I want to kind of like rip off cloth that's attached to the armor that's
They
not
do
even
have
being
clothing.
used. Oh, okay. I want
They're
to.
not like naked with armor on. Most people don't go nude in their armor. It's
I'm only
chafing
wearing a
at best.
cup.
You never know.
This is uncomfortable.
Oh, I like it. So I want to take their clothes, just
All of
their
them?
thin clothes, just what I could wear.
All right, you find a mostly unbloodied Duergar that hasn't been turned to paste, and you see that he's got a kind of like a normal shirt. It's got the tie in the front, and it's not fashion up above. I said north.
North.
up above, but it's similar in some aspects. You know that traders come down and some people get taken down, so it might even not be a Duergar's, but it looks a little big for him. But you see he's got normal pants, and you can get those on, and so you at least now look like a person. Instead
Wanna
of
take his
just like
shoes,
you were
too.
covered in blood and water, and you were still from the basilisk. You still have been.
yeah.
Yeah, you've been
still
messed
really
up for a long
gross.
time.
Yeah.
Now you look good and you feel better and
What kind of shoes do they have?
just. Most of them had normal shoes, just tie around your ankle type thing.
I'll take them.
Nothing great, just decent.
I want to look for anything that I feel would give me sort of an edge in the Underdark.
Okay,
Um,
so you are going down below, or you
Yeah.
searching the doors?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go on down there.
Oh, okay. So I want you to roll for investigation.
Okay.
I'll be
15.
Nice. All right, so you start looking down there, and you are surprised to see that most of it's ore. So a lot of it is just like iron ore, things of that nature. But there is a captain's cabin.
Oh yeah.
Ha, ha, ha.
That's what I'm looking for.
I want to see what the captain has.
I'm on a boat, brother.
Okay, so you're
Ha, ha, ha.
down below, and you see at least 1,000 pounds of unrefined iron ore, zirkwood crates filled with mining tools. You see some casks of harvested fungi. You also see an iron chest.
I say we use a
it
pickaxe
locked?
and bust the lock open.
As you get closer to it, you see it's on the corner of the desk, and you open it
So
up.
it's like a small chest.
Yes. Oh, not small. It's like
Oh,
medium
okay.
size.
All right.
You're going to be fine. Okay. So now. Okay. You found 480 gold pieces in this chest.
Don't know what we'll do with it,
But that is what you found.
Dang.
And you found something else, but I'm going to tell you in a second what you found. Continue doing roleplay and all that nature. While I I have it over here. It was and something else. I just had the something else over here.
Yes.
I want to investigate the dead captain's body, see if he has anything on him of use.
Yes. Okay, you found a belt beside it.
A belt beside the chest.
Yes.
Mm.
Which we know is called the Belt of Dwarven Kind. It doesn't look to be Duergar at all.
Oh, so it might actually be Dora.
It looks to be dwarven. The make of it itself is this bronze, like beautifully like crafted, and from what you see of their actual armor and their weapons, it's very
Different.
primal compared to dwarves. Even though it's still very fine, it's just darker metals and like more jagged.
Do I know if it has any special properties?
You do have some arcane abilities, so I can say you can check it out with Arcana.
Nope.
Okay. Well,
I'm gonna take it,
Odeon,
but no.
Odeon is interested as well.
Oh, okay.
He walks up and takes a look at it. He can't see.
We're all befuddled.
It's a strange belt, to be sure. Wearing it might reveal some secrets of it, but
I'm gonna put it on. Who cares what the
you
consequences are?
instantly burned to death. All right. So here's the thing.
Gargling death.
Who is all below?
I know that we both are.
We are. Odeon followed us, I guess.
Okay. As you're talking, you hear this loud like clicking, but it's like an echo in the cavern. And you are immediately hushed by the Gith that are around you. Some of them don't speak common, but they are immediately like come up to you and do that. And you see him and say, you see Drakar come over to you and say, "We have to go now. We have to go right now."
Okay. Let's do it.
And he says, "We've made far too much noise." And he says to the others that are planning on staying, he said, "Stay inside. These are thick woods. They will come. They will attack. Just stay inside." And, Castle says, "What will come? What will attack?" And he says, "It sounds like hook horrors." And roll history if any of you know what those are. Because you may not have ever heard of them before.
15.
Yeah, 16.
Okay, so you have heard of them. They're strange creatures, like stupidly strange. You know, like they've got these like weird hooks for hands. They crawl along the walls and ceilings, searching for prey that they drop down on, and they will purposely.
They have beaks.
They have beaks. They're very strange looking. They don't look like they could function in any capacity, but that's what they're currently.
Beetle-like exoskeletons.
Kind of. Yeah, they're bird-like, but with
Yeah.
hooks, but kind of insect-like.
Yeah.
Well, basically, they will wreck anyone that they find.
Right.
So they basically are hunting. They're using echolocation.
Yes.
They're smacking their claws together to sense things in the dark, like a bat. They heard noises and they're drawn to you. All right, so that's what's going on at the moment. They say, "Let's get to the boat. Everyone, be quiet. Don't make a sound. Just move quietly." And he sees you holding the chest. And then he turns to one of the Gith Zerai, who's holding a little sack, and he says, "Put it in there." And it's this like sack that's just like it looks small, like decently sized, but small, and you're little. I don't think that's gonna fit in there. But he says, "Put it in there," and he says it again. "Put it in. Let's go. It's gonna make too much sound."
Okay.
And so you place it in, and it just like goes into nothing, and the bag stays the same.
Oh, bottomless bag.
Yeah. The funny thing is, only you can pull out what you put in, so you can't like steal their stuff because you
Right,
literally
right,
don't know
right,
what they've
right,
put
right,
in there. It's not good to mess
How
with
did I
things.
not detect that when I was doing my meditation?
I don't know. It's not a portal per se. It's
Isn't it sort of like a inner...
kind of, but
rift?
but he did warn Ezra did warn you and say they have ability to do things like that. So he did have silence cast too, so it interferes with
Sure.
certain things.
Okay.
I wasn't going to say it, but I thought I might just.
Okay.
You were in an area that they were blocking certain things. So, all right. Anyway, not the best place to meditate, but you did, and it's fine. All right. So now you're in the boat and you're moving away from the barge, and you said your goodbyes to them. You're not sure if you'll ever see them again, but I think if they come, we'll see them again. Don't worry, guys.
Oh.
All right.
There may be somebody else. Who knows?
Who knows? The point is that we're all having a fantastic time moving along in the Underdark. Okay, now we're back in the boat, and what's great about the boat is that it's quiet. It's designed for silence. You're moving through, and you hear the clacking, but every time they start doing that, the Gith immediately hold still, almost like they're stoned, just like don't make a muscle, don't move a muscle, don't make a sound or anything.
Is Pass Without a Trace something intended for one person?
No, it can be used for one, but it can be used on a small group nearby.
I want to cast it like on the boat in general.
Smart. You cast it on everyone in the circle that's around you, and it's almost as if there was never sound, and a shadow forms around each of you.
Swear.
Like your whole like everyone you look at almost looks like a shadow, even in the dark, which is strange. It's just like
Shadows in the dark.
and which is convenient that you do so. You hear a loud screech and something splash in the water right next to you, and then on the other side you see another thing splash. With these hideously screeches, they start smacking their claws against each other, their own other claws, and they start looking, and they see each other, and they move forward. They can't see, but they come towards each other, and they screech and move like birds a little bit, and then they move off and jump up one of the pillars in the middle of the room and start climbing back up, and they start climbing away.
Woo!
I saved us.
You sure did.
Job, boy.
That was a very good time. I'm not even
Good.
these guys.
Oh, glob. Ugh.
And I didn't even have it on that page, so there's no way you could have cheated.
Oh, man. Screen looking. Woo!
Okay. All right, so this goes on for quite some time. You can only do Pass Without a Trace. I believe it lasts about a minute or something of that nature.
It's 1 hour.
1 hour. Okay, so
Yeah.
it lasts an hour. I knew it was like one something.
Yeah.
Hour is better than a minute.
Yeah.
And,
A little bit.
You take off for another like 6 hours of just silence and just barely moving oars pushing through the water. Sometimes you can't even reach the ground, as you're pushing, and you just kind of have to let it glide a little bit. And sometimes it feels a little stagnant, and they have to move a little bit. But overall, it's been a very steady pace, except for the 2 very painful encounters you would have had if you didn't get totally lucky on. And that was a smart move. That was a good move. You heard hook horrors hunting.
You set it up like they were bad news, so...
They were, and they were about to destroy you guys. All right, so after a few... I already said that, in 6 more hours, you notice that there isn't really an end to this. It feels like it's just going to drag on forever, but finally they start veering off to the right. They reach a certain point that without even, like, you see them look at something, you can't really see. It's on one of the many, many large pillars that's connecting. It's almost like stalactite, stalagmite connected over a long period of time, and it's just like holding this cavern together. There's many of those throughout. They see a small little marking that they point out to you. It's a strange symbol. It shows like a white figure carved into it. Maybe it was just a rock, but it has an arrow. And so they start moving over towards the right now.
Cool.
Um,
I'm just gonna roll perception. See if I can just see anything.
By the way, I have a list of terrible encounters, and so far we've been very fortunate.
9 plus 3. 12.
Okay. You're looking perception-wise?
Just kind of looking around.
Looking around.
Like,
Okay,
kind of surroundings.
the surroundings themselves you can't see very far, mind you, but you can see with within about 5 minutes there is probably landfall. You'll reach a landfall, which is great because you've been traveling for an entire day moving on this lake.
Yeah.
Which isn't much of a lake; it's more of a pond that's
in my
big.
perception as well. I want to turn to Alana and like put a hand and be like, "Good."
And she responds and quietly, very very quietly, after the hook horror incident that almost took all of your lives. Gosh, I was like, why did I roll the hook horrors from the ceiling? They heard you and they saw it, like they could tell you were coming. They were just about to drop. I'm gonna cast Pass Without a Trace. I'm like, are you kidding?
"Oh man."
That was good. All right. Anyway, so she's a little alarmed and she says, I don't know if I can be under here much longer. You've been under for almost 2 days. It's not long, but madness sets in for anyone that spends time in the dark.
I'm gonna do the same thing to Odeon as well, but I'm just gonna say we're all in this together. Like we all feel your pain.
This together.
High School Musical is. I just say, like, it's gonna be okay.
You all lost inspiration. You suddenly feel the gods remove themselves from you. All your powers are lost. I'm just kidding. I'm not that harsh.
We're all in this together. It's gonna be okay.
Odeon understands and says that he. That's a sad little emoji. He's very quiet this whole trip. He's been. It looks like he's been studying, like he's never been out of the city. So this is a whole new experience for him, and as he has traveled, you see him. He hasn't been writing anything down, but almost mentally, you can just see the studious mind of him just taking in everything to remember. And after a few more minutes, you see on the shoreline there's a person sitting there. The Gith haven't even spotted him yet.
What kind of person?
He looks human.
Seems unlikely.
Illusion. Mind flares.
Likely.
Huh?
Could be a mind flare, making us like. Oh.
Could be. You investigate that.
Okay.
You're all in the same boat.
So actually where my head is, they had like this arrow thing that they were following or whatever it was, the marking. I want to see if I can see if there's any portal relationship to what decisions they're making.
Right.
Like I want to detect if I can detect anything.
Okay. As you begin to meditate again, this time no longer in that silence. It's not that it innately covers up things, but it was interfering with some of it. You do see now that there is
Like a tinfoil hat.
right, very light coverage. You're finding that the energy that you felt with the portal, it's a little bit scattered, but it seems like it's not an actual portal so much as keys to portals. So there are things, creatures, people, whatever. They're holding keys.
The Gith are. I sense that they are holding keys.
There's one of the Gith have one of the keys. You don't know to what portal, to where, or what it opens, but they are interplanar. You were warned that by Azrael, but you're not sure. You're not sure for what intent or where it goes.
And I don't suppose that I would sense any relationship to the portal that I sensed under the temple back in.
You wouldn't know, but it's highly possible. One portal close by, one guy with a key. It could be, but it's not. It's not concrete.
Okay.
All right. Finally, the Gith noticed the man sitting there, and one of the Gith just looks over, and he's very confused, and speaks. It rushed to the other ones, and the Gith Zerai that you've seen stands up and starts to speak to him, and one just backhands him, sending him to the ground, and the other two laugh, and he looks up, angry at first, but you see this calm rush over him, and he kind of closes his eyes and then gets back up again, and you notice this is like a monk, like this, like able to control your feelings and like push them in and then use them for later. We all do it, but monks have a little different way of doing it. Maybe not for vengeance, but to remember who's going to smack him, who he speaks to. He comes over to you, and you didn't know that he speaks common. This Gith that's Gith Zerai comes over and says, "Do you also see that?" Yeah. Very broken, mind you. I said it very smoothly. He did not. It was. It's like that you see there. You know.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And he says, "Probably not there."
I knew it.
I want to ask Odeon what he knows about it. He's
And
the warlock.
And yeah, so Odeon sits there for a second, and he's staring directly at the man that you're passing, and he's actually like 40 feet away from you. You're kind of getting closer to the side, and he's just sitting there with his feet in the water, and he's just kind of kicking, and he looks over and he nods to Odeon, and Odeon just he starts to laugh a little bit, and then you continue on, and he turns to you and says, the faceless one says hello.
I thought so.
Oh, no way.
I thought so. Weird for a dude just to be chilling.
Yeah, just be sitting there and I was like, why?
He's been around the whole game. It wouldn't make sense that he wouldn't show up once in a while.
That's nuts. That's so cool.
And you kind of feel like this chill, like you were in the presence of a divine being, no matter how strange the being. And you hear in your minds, specifically you and Odeon, he's close. And then you remember the card.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
And you hear this kind of laugh, and then smoke, and he's gone.
It was like a hell's fire or something?
Something, yeah. You pulled a card that basically said someone from the abyss, it has your name and wants you. So.
Is it Air 2?
All right, so.
Do you know that name?
No.
Okay.
I don't know who Air 2 is.
Right.
Is it in Faerun?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I haven't
he's
come
from the
across
Abyss.
I may have seen a different spelling.
Loth hired him to go after Drist.
Is it Artorias, the Abyss Walker?
There's a lot of things in this one of all the demons. So I don't.
He's a greater. What are they called?
That one is.
He's got a
probably the
wing.
worst.
He's got wings.
Oh man.
I can't think of what he's called. He's like a dog-faced with horns and wings. He's a great or something. I can't remember what they're called.
That one.
Yeah.
Mm. He's like ape dog faced with tusks.
Dude, that looks like a capra demon from Dark Souls.
I mean, we have most of them.
It
Anyway,
doesn't
yeah.
matter, it doesn't matter.
Who knows? But the point is that something dark and angry. You are in a place that's
Right,
close.
right.
All right, but he's not saying it's now. He's just saying he's on your trail. Kind of a warning
man.
slash laughter. Like, I'm excited to see what happens because he's a trickster god, and they are kind of dicks. Just, I mean, that's the best way I can describe it. Beep. All right, so the Gith see it. They were very upset by it, but they've seen terrible things before. They seem unshaken by it, and they continue to move forward. That you finally reach the ground where there's there's nothing there. Finally, you just feel this sand you push against, and you can't go any further. You're still in the water, but you can't go any further. It's probably another 50 yards before you reach the shore.
Interesting. We gotta kind of pull the
Just a
boat
lot
up
of
to the
shallow.
shore.
Just a lot of shallow. It just won't go any further. They pull it until it's stuck and not moving. I mean, it's not like a tide's going to come in.
Right.
So they put it to shore and they start walking forward and
They're walking.
Yeah, they start walking forward.
Okay.
They kind of semi surround you guys, because they said they'd lead you. You're in the middle and they're walking like this, and nothing happens the entire sloshing through it all, but you're stepping on a few of these little mushroom things and they just kind of glow, and it's kind of fun to kick them with your feet when you go by. They go, there's this spread, and the whole area lights up every time you do it. You finally get to the edge of it, and you notice there are 3 beings on the shore. They are white-haired, dark-skinned, with silver blades, and they greet the Gith very kindly.
Oh boy.
I'm
Sounds
gonna
like
I'm
drown me.
gonna let you take that in for a second.
I know exactly.
Gender?
1 female and 2 male. The female looks like she's the one who has the most ornate clothing.
Oh boy. We're dealing with some drow. We have come up to them.
Okay, so we've established they're drow, and that 1 is a female and 2 are male. Now, what do you do? Say, or do you wait for the?
I'm just gonna observe how they interact with them
Okay,
before I make any kind of move. Because until they make a move, I'll make a move.
all right. So that's your thoughts. What are you thinking? Of course, you're thinking, what does Wyron know? Not what does Will know?
Right. Well, so no, what I was thinking was, I'd be wondering what is the relationship and what is the intention.
Right.
Um,
Okay, so you're watching them come up, and they start speaking to them in perfect Elvish, which is the Drow Elvish is this darker feeling, not just because they're darker. It's been underground. So you think of it this way: is that the elves are this beautiful, kind, on the most part, race. They're from the Fae. They're these beautiful creatures. Drow, they worship gods that are not kind, and so they become deformed. Many of them the men especially have these you can see that they're wearing these robes, capes, dark armor, but you can see their skin has little white tears in them, from whips, old scars that have healed, and some fresh. The woman has a whip, and she has this silver sword, and they're very menacing looking, but the speech sounds beautiful coming out of them, but the way they're speaking puts you at this uneasy state. And the Gith are speaking, and the Gith Sarai is the only one that looks nervous. The other 3 are fine, but that is what's happening at the moment.
Well, none of us speak Drow.
Yeah.
Odeon turns to you both, and you didn't roll for it, so you didn't hear it. But Odeon's been muttering something to himself, and then turns to you and says, I can understand what they're all saying, just for a short time.
Let's hear it.
And so he kind of steps closer. He couldn't hear him at the moment, but he's kind of stepping forward, and he pretends to be asking the Gith a question, and they shove him off, and he comes back, but not all the way back, and pretends he's like fixing something on his belt, and he's just messing with something, but you can see that he's clearly listening, and they're speaking and kind of rushed, and they keep motioning over to you, and the Drow hand the Gith a blade. They hand him some silver in like a bag, and they're like dumping some more in, and they're like negotiating something. And then he comes back and says, "Oh no, we just became we're slaves again.
Yep,
we are slaves again. They are selling us. So that is what is happening over there. They're negotiating the price.
I want to roll insight.
Okay.
Because in my head, I'm kind of thinking, well, maybe I can still trust the Gith. Maybe this is part of their ploy to get us through the Underdark. I don't know. That would be a 14.
So the way you're thinking of it is that you're looking at them thinking, okay, so let's see, what is their end game? Are they trying to pretend like they did with the Duragar and kill them? Because they did that already. And it was a good move because it got you close range to kill them rather than being shot at from afar. In this case, the way they're exchanging and the way they're looking, it seems 100% they are there. This was their intention all along. They gather people from the Underdark and sell them to the Drow.
Well, do I notice that he's kind of paying close attention?
Roll perception.
Him
I mean, you're looking over there, but if you look
like,
over your brother,
because I'd like to roll an insight as well, just because.
Yeah, that's
we're
fine.
Both
yeah,
studiers.
you're both. I imagine you both would be.
I can't imagine why you wouldn't.
Yeah.
Be wondering like, what's
you would be
really
like,
going
wait,
on
he's
here?
paying attention? No, I mean you're paying attention. So go on. And
We're
do
very twin-like too. But yeah, so I'm just doing kind of the same thing, and just I want to look at him and be like, this is not good.
Yeah.
And Odeon too, and look at Alana and like make a slight head motion.
And then Odeon says, we have seconds to decide what we're doing. We are currently knee-deep in water, and they're on an upper hill. They don't have any bows, but they seem to have hand crossbows.
Yeah.
Crap.
We can't just run back towards the boat.
Right.
They will at least take a couple of us at range.
I'm going to cast light.
You can cast light?
Yeah. All right.
Like a blinding, like.
No, it's just light. I imagine it's like an orb of light. That's the spell, right?
Yeah, you put you put it in a place you want to put it in.
I'll do Radiant Soul and just.
Okay, so I will have you roll initiative after this round.
Okay.
But at this moment, it is 10:26 in Mountain Standard Time. Are you okay doing this and then stopping, or do you want to stop here and then move on? And it's up to you guys. I'm fine, but
yeah, I mean,
probably won't take too long.
let's finish this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's move it then. All right, let's get our attacks
go.
ready.
Yeah.
And let's go.
So
Okay.
I want to
I
cast.
just want to make sure we're all good.
I want to cast light in the middle of their conversation, like in the center, in the center of them, like they're looking at each other, and like boom, there's light.
All right. Immediately, this light. By the way, maybe not be that bright normally under the circumstances. You've been in darkness for so long that the bright light immediately causes them to start cursing and screaming, and the woman drow just starts screaming in her language, and finally turns and like screaming, but turns to the group. She can't see you and says, "You'll pay for that," in perfect common. And you can make your moves. They can't see you.
Right.
For a second.
Right.
I mean, they can't adjust exactly.
Should be some
but
blindness.
they're gonna have some
going on there,
disadvantages
yeah.
at the beginning. Take it time now.
I want to cast Radiant Soul too, and just light myself up
Okay,
as much as possible to just disorient them even more because that can last up to a minute.
good.
So I just want to use as much light as possible and just get in the boat and move. Like, just run and push it. Just
Oh,
run
you're
away?
leaving?
Are we wanting to leave? Oh, we can't go any further.
We could engage. I mean, because they're blind.
Oh, yeah. Let's do it.
Okay, so you're about to make a break for it, but you see him going forward and a couple other moving forward, and you're like,
I realize that
okay, I guess
also-
we're going in.
Because we can't go anywhere else. Now the boat is...
I mean, honestly, though, perception-wise, do I feel like we have a dog in this fight? I mean,
Roll perception.
14 plus... This is 17.
It will be close, but you can probably, with help,
Yeah.
maybe.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's pretty 50-50, to be
What
honest.
is, so it's 6 against
4.
4? Are there 4 of us?
Yes, but already some damaged. So you don't know what their stats are at the
Oh,
moment.
okay.
But
Plus, we can get Wizrobe on our side, maybe.
all right, let's do this. If
Okay.
we're gonna go
Okay.
fast, let's go. Let's fight.
So,
Roll for initiative?
do we need initiative or can we
Not
attack?
yet. This is
Okay.
the surprise round.
It's a surprise, yeah.
'Cause
So,
technically they're blinded.
I want to attack the priestess. I'm assuming she's a priestess. I don't know, but
She looks like a priestess.
she has a whip.
Yeah, she has.
So, metagaming, I'm sorry,
No,
but...
no. Here's the thing. So I want you to roll history first
Okay.
of all
right.
to make this official. You know she's a priestess.
Okay.
With that high of a roll,
Alright.
you know that drows
I
are
want to go after her.
matriarchal.
She's the most dangerous person in the room.
Because, we learned last game that the women are, like, the ones.
Yeah,
who-
see, that's something we'd
Yeah.
already talked
Yeah.
about. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, you knew that.
Mhm,
All right,
mhm.
so you go charging out of the water and
Yes.
do what?
I am whipping out the scimitar.
Stop that whipping!
Hey, you quit done whipping!
Such a good.
Actually, no, you know what? I want to snare them.
Oh, right.
That's what I want to do.
You're doing
Ensnarement.
an ensnaring strike.
Because it... well, I mean, that's gonna be... Is that like an area
What's it called?
effect? It's called snare.
Snare. Oh, that's new.
If it's an area effect,
Oh,
that's
no.
what I want to do.
Hold on.
I don't know how it
Snare,
works, but
Snare is a new one from Xanathar's Guide to Everything. It's a new one. I believe you're placing one trap.
on one person.
I don't know if
Or
you
is it a trap?
I think it's just like a trap in general that sends
Oh.
them in 10 feet into the air until they're cut down.
I think it says 3. It says hoisted 3 feet.
3 feet. Yeah.
While they're
Unfortunately, that's one person.
So it's a trap. It's not like I'm tying them down with plants
no,
or something.
I don't think so. No, that's like a druid thing.
Okay.
While they're blinded, I want to
Let me
roll
find out if
perception to
that's
see, like, because they're all like, "Ah!" I want to see what they have on them.
Yeah.
Like, see if anything like
Okay, roll perception.
6 plus 3.
Okay, so you do see the same thing as I described. They have silver weapons and a whip, and you already know what the Gith have. So nothing new, unfortunately, from that.
Okay.
But and you see that she has a staff. A
Okay.
very strange looking staff, but a staff. You're making your attack.
If it is just a trap, I don't know if I want to use that yet. It could be a good setup for
Snare.
later.
Okay, as you cast the spell, you use a rope to create a circle with 5-foot radius on the ground or the floor. When you finish casting, the rope disappears, and the circle becomes a magic trap. No one can see it. This trap is nearly invisible. Investigation has to be really high. The trap triggers a small, medium, or large creature moves onto the ground or spell radius. They're hoisted 3 feet magically into the air,
Nice.
and the creatures are staying there until the spell ends.
That's pretty good.
It'd be useful. I don't.
Maybe
think
not at
I
the moment,
necessarily
but-
want to use it in this fight, but not now, anyways. Yeah, no, I'm going straight after the priestess with my scimitar, and I am going to whooshing with some planar biz.
I'll keep them blinded.
All right, go for it.
Still got my minute.
2 10s.
An attack.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's not enough. So you go in swinging.
Yeah.
Okay, so even with your brightness, I mean, you see. No, I mean I want to
Or
grab
if
advantage.
it's
but
surprise, though.
it is. It is. It is.
So-
Yes, thank you. I'm like that's something I hadn't thought of before.
Okay, I got a 15. Is that a hit?
That's a hit.
Okay.
Good.
Yay.
Thank goodness. All right, so that's going to be 11 plus 15 total.
Dang.
11. Wow.
That's 15.
Okay.
15 damage on
Nice. So she dodges the first swing.
Yeah.
Just she sees you, like can't see you, but she hears
Got good
you.
hearing still, yeah.
They're incredible.
Keen ears, yeah.
I've been reading those books. Holy
Wow.
crap. Anyway, she hears this like blade, and she just like dodges out of the way. And your second one, she hears the movement, but judges incorrectly, and you kind of stick it right in the armor a little bit, and you hear like a clink, and you definitely feel like it seep in some parts, but nothing. She's got armor on.
She's got armor on.
Odeon picks a point just out of your range, and uses shatter
Okay.
in the midst of them,
Nice.
which is fantastic. And
That's great.
it's just
If they're relying on their hearing.
Oh yeah, they're in like what?
Yeah.
that's kind of what he was thinking.
What a smart boy.
So they all take 12 damage less. Oh. They're all got it except for the priestess, unfortunately. They all take this intense, shattering blast, and it's this thunderous boom, and all of you were all whispering and quiet for so
Right.
long. It's just like this, oh my gosh! Almost like a thunderclap that's like right next to you. It sends all of them reeling just in different directions at just fear almost, because what was that? You know,
Right, right.
They don't know if something just erupted out of the ground to attack them. I mean, it was intense. Then that was his move. Alana runs up and tries to kill one of the Gith, and she strikes, and it's a hit.
Oh.
Nice. Okay, so she comes up and just stabs him right through the side, and he's okay, but it's he's not great. You don't get stabbed and you're fine.
Right.
But he pulls himself off the blade, screaming, and he grabs his long sword and starts swinging wildly in her direction. Is there anyone else on the party that I'm missing? It's just us, right?
Yeah.
You haven't attacked yet.
I haven't attacked. I'm still creating a blinding, but I'm pretty sure they're like "Dang!" right now.
They're all
Right.
a little bit.
Is that your attack to do that? Is that your action?
Yeah, it's not an attack.
It's not an action.
Oh.
It's just a bonus thing.
Yeah, it's just something I can
turn
do.
on.
Oh, okay.
It's like yours, where you can use it.
So I want to launch forward.
Are you flying?
Yes.
Okay.
Just as fast as possible at the priestess, and use a
Rocket Man.
searing strike.
Sweet. Go for it.
So we'll channel 2 ki into searing energy, and the
He's
2
like
ki
Superman with wings.
Right.
goes into burning hands,
Okay.
and I just want to place it right here and just bring her to her knees.
Okay.
Just
Go for it.
This glowing god.
It's like a slap.
My forehead. My head.
Putting a sour
Oh,
mark on
yeah.
her.
Nice hit.
17
Oh,
plus 4.
Daniel-san.
Daniel-san. Hey.
Wax-on.
I
So
think there's
I
a lot of
imagine
people
it.
watching. Just kidding.
So I launch forward
We're super not racist.
and just grab her skull and just dig my fingers in her skin
All right, roll damage.
and burn the math out of her. Let's see, what is the damage on
No
that?
more math. No
Is
more.
burning hands? Is that what it?
Yeah,
does
I don't
for
have a. Yeah, I don't know what the damage is on
Whatever
it.
that does.
See spell list.
Let me Google it. Burning.
Oh, burning hands. You're basically putting your hands like this. So you're actually grabbing on like this.
Mhm.
It casts a cone,
15-foot cone. Yep.
and it causes that damage to a group.
Oh.
So you might not want to just grab her.
Okay, then I'll
But
just.
I
do some
apologize.
group
I should
damage.
mention
Oh, okay.
you didn't. I never explained what that spell is. That's something you
So I
just.
guess I'll
gained.
just to all the drow.
You have to
in front of
actually
me.
literally hold your hands like this.
Okay.
So your thumbs have to be touching. That's
Each
the way
creature,
the spell's
each creature
described.
must make a dexterity saving throw. Creature takes 3d6 damage on a failed save. Half as much on a successful one.
Wow.
Okay, 2 made the save.
Oh.
So 3d6.
So
30, wait, 3 and 6?
3d6.
3d6.
Roll that 3
Oh.
times and give me the total.
2. Come on. 5. Oh, Levanton.
That's above average. Okay, so you come flying in, and just as you're flying, just this scorching attack. Are you flying over like
You're like a
strafe?
dragon.
You're like a strafe. Are you strafe running them as you're going? Because you're flying.
I want to like.
Totally like dragon burning them.
I want to just
Also, you've
launch
never seen
myself
him do
at
that.
them.
Right.
That's new.
Why haven't you been doing that though?
Well, I want to launch at them and just point blank, just.
Okay,
just
you blast
right,
them in
just-
the cone. Okay, shattering blast strikes, burning them. You're purposely choosing which targets. Try not to hit your friends that are in the fray.
Yeah, I'm
but they're
going
not like right
completely-
next to them. It's mostly the group.
Yeah.
You, as you're attacking, also just see this flying person just start burning everybody. You take a step back, and Alana does as well. But okay, nice. That was a good chunk of damage off of them. Good. Okay.
Lots of group attacks.
Now roll for initiative.
Oh man, they're already like, damn.
Aw.
They're drow. And
I'm
Gith.
going to use an inspiration.
4 plus 3,
Aw.
7.
You can use inspiration on.
Yes.
Right.
I got 7.
13.
Boing, boing, boing.
7.
Ooh,
Okay.
I'm hungry. Ooh, I could go for some glowing mushrooms right about now. Never mind, because they'll make you go crazy.
Oh,
That is a good
you want to have
point.
some interesting dreams.
What was that guy doing in the last game? Wasn't he like talking to himself, or he like couldn't?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that guy didn't make it. Whether he was killed or enslaved, you don't know. All right.
Oh yeah.
Let's do this quick. All right. Survive or die. Here we go.
Us first.
Yeah, it's Wyron first.
Hooray! I'm going to attack the woman again. That was a 16.
Get the girl.
And that was a 2. Okay. It was a 16, which is
Yeah. Yeah.
19.
15 hit. So
Yeah. For 4 damage.
4 damage.
Oh wait, no. For 9 damage.
Much better. All right. I was like 4. Gosh, we can roll 1 and 1.
2 and 2.
I think even then it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that wouldn't have made sense.
All
Yeah,
right,
couldn't
so-
have happened. Yeah.
So you adeptly start striking like furiously at her. It's almost as if
I don't like her.
it's almost like Azrael himself is like imbuing your arm as you're striking her, just like hitting her with this dark energy. And all right, now your turn. You just see your brother as you do a strafe run.
So I think my minute's probably up. So I use my. I'm just gonna attack her with a. I'm gonna use a radiant because that doesn't. It takes 1 key point. Oh, that's the attack again. So I'll use a radiant sunbolt on her particularly.
Get her face.
Take the strongest person out. Yeah, you know how I like to fight. I like going for
Go
the
for the
face.
eyes.
Oh.
Oh boy,
Oh.
what is she gonna do to you? All right. So you roll the 1 on attack. Actually, I want you to roll your percentage die. Go for
Can
it.
I use an inspiration?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. No. Thank you.
What, you don't want to charge a priestess of Loth and
Oh,
fail?
boy. Okay. Here we go again. 2.
You know what? Better than a 1.
No. One.
At least it's not a critical failure.
All right.
Oh
So
my
you strafe over. She
gosh.
takes a swing at you with her staff, and you just feel like this energy just passed by you, and you're glad that you didn't roll a 1. I mean, miss.
Wielding a lightsaber.
Not quite, but
Okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna use
All right.
my step of wind to back up a little bit.
You are flying, so
Oh, that's true.
I will allow the step of wind.
Oh,
All right. Whose turn is it now? All right, Odeon, you.
I keep forgetting to add my fighting style.
Yes. And notice you also are aberrations are your.
Which are like ghostly.
No.
No.
Your thing apparitions. Aberrations are easily mixed.
Right.
Aberrations are like weird alien-minded things. Hook horrors, I think, are considered aberrations. Strange monsters.
Okay. The weird.
Yeah, the weird ones in
Okay.
particular. Okay, so far so good. Okay, not good. Okay, so one of the drow, he sees everyone attacking his priestess, and in a innate, inborn like defense of women and of his people, he takes a swing at you as you're attacking.
I'm kind of the only one that
Fiercely, like right up in her business.
Yeah.
And he hits you, and
I was hoping he'd ignore me.
He's like, hey. Oh, man.
okay, all right, there we go. Oh, of course. All right, 6 plus 4 is 10 plus.
Oof. Ouch.
15 damage total.
Oh, man.
You feel as this blade slices across you really quickly, almost like unseen. It slices you in such a way that you all of a sudden feel this coursing pain start coming through your chest and through your arm. You, sir, have been struck by poison. All right. Oh, yeah, next guys. Okay, they're rolling disadvantage, by the way.
Yeah.
You're lucky because she rolled a 19 first, and then,
Oh.
and then a 4 next.
Nice.
That would sucked.
Okay, the Gith suddenly go berserk on you, and one takes a swing at you flying overhead, running at you, like leaping, like swinging at you, and he hits.
Oh, dang. Knocked me out of this.
Max damage on every roll so far. Okay.
Well, at least it's not the ones that the Duergar were rolling.
Yeah, I mean, let's get damaged a little, right?
Oh, man. Minus 12?
Nope, I haven't.
Yeah, he's not done.
Oh, piss.
I'm going to. Let's see. Oh, yeah, you have a sticky note there. Okay. 2d6 plus 6. Okay. Just want to make sure I'm doing this right. 3 plus 6, so 12. 3 and 3, 6 plus 12 plus 1,
Oh, is that what they look like?
2. Yeah.
Oh.
4, 5, 6, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. You take 18 damage from
Oh, my goodness.
Drakkar. He comes leaping with his great sword at you and almost swatting you out like a fly. And, yeah.
Oh,
Now it's your
man.
turn again, Myron. You are lucky. Most of them missed disadvantage.
Right.
How long does the light spell last?
It doesn't say here.
I will find out in the meantime. You just keep going.
So I am actually going to, if you will allow it, I'm going to Misty Step out of there and Healing Hands myself.
Well, it
Try
lasts
to-
an
try-
hour.
Nice.
That's
That's
not bad. Not
great.
bad. All right. Okay.
I'm going to Misty Step out and Healing Hands myself in an attempt to stop the poison.
Okay. I will allow that.
Okay.
Okay, so you just immediately just like appear somewhere else in this mist, and it's just when someone takes a swing at you and you're just gone. They've seen it before. They're not stupid. They've seen things like this before, and just makes them angry. And they're having trouble seeing this stupid orb is flying around their heads. It's just blinding them. They see where you went. They rolled high enough perception, but you get a chance to heal yourself of that poison. All right, And that was
I
your.
assume that's my
That
action.
is your action.
So, yeah.
All right, you go.
Oh boy, so I'm.
You
Am
just got
I?
nailed by Drakkar.
Yeah. Dang.
Oh, at that exact moment, as he hits you, someone comes running up behind him, rolling a sneak attack on him, and starts pummeling him in the back of the head and the back. The Gitzerai suddenly leaps into action and starts striking him with these intense blows and causes 8 damage to him. And
Sweet.
it was right after he hit, so he's feeling pretty triumphant, and then just bam, 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 bam. And he's getting punched by him. And the people that, I mean, if you noticed, depends if you do. I mean, you took a step back, but your brother just got hit, so you kind of, you know, take a cursory glance over, and then all of a sudden you see this guy jump into action, and start beating up his own people.
What a nice boy.
All right, Odeon, do something. Odeon is going to quickly.
Am I like prone or something?
No, you're not.
Oh,
it's your turn.
Okay.
So
So
you don't get to go
Sorry.
because I say so.
So I'm gonna give him a flurry of blows in the front.
I just beat the crap out of him both ends.
Did you say flurry of balls?
Flurry of balls.
You start throwing things at him.
Balls. Oh my
That's what we're
gosh.
talking about.
9
Yeah.
plus.
That's what we're saying.
Totally.
That,
What is being
That's
said.
for strength, right? It's not my dexterity.
It is your strength.
Okay, so 9 plus 4. 13.
No. Sorry, apologies. I believe monks can use dexterity.
They can use either strength or dexterity. Their
Yeah.
choice, yeah.
Because you're doing a quick action. It's
Definitely
not
wanna
like
use-
you're lugging a weapon.
Yeah.
I definitely want to do my 9 plus 6.
Okay. On the guy. Yeah, that's a hit.
Saucy.
Yeah, that's a hit.
So I'm going to do that. 2 additional attacks. So, oh, cool.
Pulse.
So, on attack, make 2 additional attacks.
He's like,
Sweet.
He's got little indents all over his body.
Bones
Dragon Ball
cracking.
Z,
Imagine
the crap out of this guy.
2 trained monks beating you up on both
Right.
sides.
Oh, he's going to get it.
He's
So
gonna
that's so sweet. So on attack, like I get 2, so I can make 3 attacks.
okay.
So that's all D4s. Pretty sure, or is it a 1D8? Total 1D. I don't know. That was 4.
Oh, that's your hit dice. Fist is always 1d4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Until you reach a certain level of monk when it turns into 1d6 or something.
I don't
think
remember.
so.
Yeah.
So
I've
1,
never gotten that high.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So 5 and
I think it just ups the number of attacks.
so 6.
that you get.
6
Probably.
damage to him.
Oh, nice. 8, 6. Okay. All right, so you both are just pummeling this guy, and
I want to
Odeon
coordinate my
steps
attacks
in.
opposite of his.
Nice.
So he's punching the head, I'm punching the stomach, and
Nice. Okay. You see Odeon run up as well to the Gith that you're attacking, and he grabs him by the face and starts using.
This is the great sword gift guy, right?
Yes, he's their leader.
big guy.
He's got to roll. Okay, so with his spell modifier and the advantage against a semi-blind opponent, he's getting a 15, which is a hit. Poison spray. 1d12.
Breathe it in.
Oh! Okay, that was a very awesome scream. Okay, so 12 damage of acid spray to the face to the guy you're beating up. Alright, now it is Alana's turn, and she continues attacking the... Well, she takes a swing at the drow that is... that seems to be the focal point, which is this woman, and rolls a 19 to hit.
Wow.
And then she comes forward with her sword and rolls a 5 total damage. She hit. She's not a spellcaster or anything, but she's not a god either. I mean, you guys are flying around.
Holy crap!
All right. I mean, you're not gods either, but let's face it. You got some
We're
blood in there.
offspring.
All right. Now, okay, drow.
God. Third god.
Demi.
Demi Lovatos.
Be like Hercules' child. No, wait, no. That's not right.
Right. So we got
That's not right.
His grandkid.
What's
All right.
the name of the dude in the Titans movies?
talking
Oh
about.
man, I
He's
know
a
what you-
demigod.
Yeah.
Okay, first,
I can't remember.
first the priestess looks at you, healing yourself over there,
Uh-huh.
and moves with this intense speed and agility, running over to you, and she hits you really hard with her staff across the face.
face. Hey, that was
My chin.
Okay, she can roll 6. Well, you know. And then that was a 3.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
14 damage
Dang, this chick means business.
and 11 poison. So
Ooh.
11, 14, 25. Dang. Yeah, she's not very nice.
Yeah, I'm down.
Oh snap!
Oh, dang.
Okay,
Yep.
so at that moment, she comes running over and just slams him with this staff, which also like sprays this poison, like electricity looking, like it's like this greenish energy, and it just hits him, sending him flying back into the water onto his back, and he doesn't get up. Lovely.
Man, we both gotten the beat down.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
So she struck you like right here, like right in the face and like right here. And so just like this is the mark where she hit you. It might be permanent. All right. So, ouch. And then the other guys. So 4 of them missed, and the 2 Gith that were the soldiers are attacking Alana. They did hit. And so 3 and then 1. So luckily not too high. So they're just attacking Alana, and she's defending them off because she has that little like makeshift shield that she has, so her AC is a little bit higher, but it's still not enough. They did hit her. All right, saving throw.
Nope.
Crap. All right, Cry. It's your turn. You just saw your brother get beaten down. Holy crap!
Ah!
Yeah.
Who is currently? Oh, I'm still fighting. What's his face?
Yellow man.
Yes.
Drekar.
Yeah, Drekar. I can never remember his name. Crap. What do I want to do here? Well, I'm gonna use. Oh man, if I leave those 2 to get pummeled though. Is he like drowning in the water?
Well, he's certainly not breathing it.
Not breathing the water. Okay, I'm gonna use Step of Wind.
Yeah, can you breathe underwater?
Uh,
You guys have some crazy
Well, wait
abilities.
a minute.
I'm gonna use Step of Wind. Am I still all radiant out? I don't have a minute's passed per turn for 1 minute.
I'm gonna say this is your last move because think about it, it's
Okay.
all going quick.
Okay,
So it's not like you're spending as much time as we have.
I'm gonna
But
use.
the light that I put up's still there.
Yes.
Okay, so that'll work.
So-
So I'll use
I don't
my.
think it's a concentration. I just think it's a area effect for an hour.
I'll just use a
I might be wrong, but that's what we're doing it.
powerful wing beat and just launch myself in the water so I can get him.
Are you picking him up?
Yes.
Okay, that's athletics.
Oh boy.
You're grabbing him to the air.
Oh, 3 plus 4. Fun. Okay.
You kind of just roll on top of him and your wings go out, but you grabbed him a little bit and rolled with him, but it's not like you picked him up and flew away majestically. You're in the water, but like 10 feet away from where he was at.
Okay. And I'm just gonna. I can't really use Step of Wind. I'm in the water.
No, but you have that healing thing.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna heal him. What do I use
I
to
mean-
heal him?
Odian says.
Oh, there you go.
I shouldn't do that.
Oh
I
my
apologize.
gosh!
I'm
What do
just
I
reminding
use
you
for
of your
healing?
character's abilities.
Since we did we get any like thing for leveling up when it comes to healing?
When you can heal for 6
No, it's
points.
6 points instead of 5.
Oh,
I don't think you have to
You
roll.
just heal him for
It's-
6
Okay.
Yeah.
You can choose how many you give him, so you give him
6
6
points.
You basically like poof, defibrillator.
Alright.
He's
I have 6 points.
and now I want you to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. That's an 8.
Okay, so you don't get your turn right away.
Okay.
Because you might have just popped up swinging, but
Right,
right now
right.
you just are like, oh, just like what just happened.
Uh-huh.
And the energy that was just coursing and like zapping you as you were like dying has faded. So he managed to break that free. That was one of your actions. Are you using the second one to attack, or only use Step of the Wind?
Mhm.
Okay. All right.
Just to get
Odeon.
us out of the water on the
Odeon
shore.
saw what happened, and he charges the priestess. He just runs right at her. Okay, so now you don't know this about him, but you're now going to learn this about him. The blade that he was holding, the scimitar, suddenly becomes imbued with this purple energy as he charges. It's kind of like a blacklight looking thing. It makes a blade that looked normal turn something else, and he is called a hex blade. He's never used it. His blade suddenly turns into this energy, and he just strikes down at her. And he's also using something called the Wrathful Smite. Oh! No! Darn it. Oh, yes, inspiration, please.
Oh.
Okay! Okay, everyone had one inspiration for the day.
Oh, man.
Oh, gosh. I almost forgot that would have been so bad. Rolling a 1.
Oh man.
Why is everyone rolling 1 against her? She's got powers. All right.
She's beautiful.
It's those little powers.
Okay, she's not dead, but you see when he comes up and strikes her, he hits her right across the chest, then sweeps her legs, so she falls over into the water. But just the strike itself sent her like convulsing a little bit, and just like you hear the other one say, "Mistress!" and they start charging towards Odeon, and that's what you see when Alana chases after them as a reaction. As a cavalier, she gets to swing at them, and she misses one of them, and she hits with her added, and she gets a 5, and now it is her turn, and she goes up to that same one, rolling a 3. So she hit him once, and then she goes after him again, and he sees it and keeps going, just trying to get away, charging Odeon. All right, now it is their turn. They can't see 4. Luckily, that was a disadvantage because the 20 would have been very bad.
I was like, oh boy.
6 and 13. So all 3, including the priestess, miss Odeon. He turns into this like amazing swordsman and just starts hitting all their weapons away with this blade. Every time it strikes, just like energy flies off of it. And the Gith, the one that's been pummeled by his friend, turns around and hits him hard. Oh yeah, 11 plus. Yeah. Ugh. 4, 4, 4.
Plus 11.
Plus 11.
12 plus 11.
23 damage. Oh, wow. So he turns with his
gosh.
blade after getting punched in the back, hits him, and then comes across with this intense strike, almost with one hand. It just hits him, and he sends him back. And you see him bleeding profusely. So he falls over in the water, and he's just kind of pushing himself away from him. And he's kind of standing above him, going towards him. It is your turn. This doesn't look great.
Yeah,
but on the good side is that they're all very injured, but also you're all very injured.
Right.
Actually, I think you're okay.
I have 24
You
health.
might have to
Alana's
tank,
okay.
You might have to tank this with Alana.
Well,
Sorry, it's over the time that we said. Are you guys okay still?
yeah, okay.
We're almost done.
Yeah.
I had a feeling I wouldn't be able to study. Anyway, when I got home.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. No, when I got home anyway, I was like,
I'm
I'm probably
sorry.
going to eat, and I'm probably going to want to chill.
I'm sorry.
No.
I'm only gonna get like 4 hours myself.
I figured it anyway.
I'm
I
working
was
like 12-hour days every day, so.
I mean, not intense labor. All right,
Yeah.
go on.
Um.
Let's get this done quick then.
So, I am going to cure wounds on myself,
Okay.
which is 1d8 plus 6. Do I need to roll 20 on that, or?
No, it's just it happens.
So 12 damage.
Nice. Okay, so you feel this energy just close wounds.
Dang, you
as
can
your-
heal yourself big time.
Yeah. Cure
Yeah,
wounds
I
is
don't
great.
have to use that. Just I've got a few curing spells.
He
That's
does.
cool.
So
Someone has to heal.
yeah.
All right, that was his move. Cry. Go for it.
see, I
Oh,
And I
yes.
want to ready myself for an attack.
Yeah. Odeon is under attack. Alana is under attack. Oh no, she's not. But your friend, your new friend,
I
he's
found a new friend
I have a new friend.
underneath my pillow. They might be giants. Anybody?
Oh, yes.
so Shrekar is under attack, and so is Odeon.
I want to take a radiant sunboat and launch it at Drakar.
Okay, do it.
11 plus. Is that 6? Yeah. So 11 plus 6. So that's 17.
Okay, use your attack.
I just want to just throw it right
Throw
in
on
his...
your sunbolt.
Oh!
Huh?
Oh my god. So 2.
Okay, so what you missed. So what happens is this bolt of energy. He's about to bring his giant blade down, his silver sword, down on Shrekar, and he's bringing it down right against him. And just as he's about to hit him, you see this, like, everyone else sees it. You know what you're doing. It's like the spear of light almost just enters in, and you just see him fall dead, collapsing. And that is the end of Drakar.
Yes!
And the other two Gith immediately scream, and they just look over at you and just say, no! You know, in whatever language they're yelling in, and they're charging you next. But you made one attack. I mean, you can do 2 attacks if you can get close enough.
I'm just gonna ready myself right now.
Okay, so you're using an action to ready yourself for when they get close. Okay. All right. Awesome. Okay. Things happen that are good, right?
We'll see what happens.
I give.
You are so good that you did that light. Now, I don't know if that's normally the case, but in this case, I'm allowing it because it's the Underdark, and Drow don't like light. So whether they roll disadvantage or not, that's...
They normally do in sunlight, so...
Okay, so here's something that you should all know. I just rolled 2 20s, but
Oh my
they were on 2
gosh.
separate people. Their second rolls were not 20s. They were 4 and 8. So, you are good.
Oh my
I'm not
gosh.
dead.
That is to say that was 2 of theirs. Okay, 7 was the low. 1 was the low on the other one. So one of the gets trips in the water because he can't see very well. And the second one rolled a 5 and a 19. So they all missed that round. You are all okay.
Oh my
For now.
gosh.
Wyron, your turn
We
again.
didn't die. I'm
This is getting
angry
pretty
at
close.
this drow lady, and I'm gonna go mess her crap up.
All right. Tell me how you're doing it. What are you doing before you roll?
I'm running at her, and I've got my scimitar out, and I'm gonna be like,
Like to the head, neck, face. What do you...
well, I've got 2 attacks. In my fighting style,
Use your metal die.
single-bladed, I'm gonna metal die her.
All right.
Special die.
Do your thing.
20.
I don't know.
That's a good crit chart, right?
14.
All
So, well, 17. So,
Okay, I was going to say 14 doesn't hit.
Oh, you
But
critical.
17 does.
so that is 12. So 17.
Okay, and
Plus, so it's,
doubled.
yeah.
Okay, so now I want you to roll
30
your percentage
34.
die.
That's, you know.
Your percentage die and your d10.
20. Where's my 10? 5.
Okay. All right, you nicked an artery, but more than that, you severed it. The target must make a successful DC Constitution saving throw or suffer an additional 1d8 damage every round until it saves. So,
Owie.
okay, she beat the saving throw, but unfortunately, she didn't beat that damage.
Right.
She's like, "Oh, good, oh no, I'm dead." So the first strike hits her. It does nick an artery, and you just see that look on her face of terror. But then the second look was of leaving the body.
Yeah.
you severed
Coupling.
her head off. It's gone.
Yeah.
You were just chopping things to bits.
you
Yeah,
are.
you just killed a priestess of Loth.
Yes.
I mean, not of Loth. In this world, it's not Loth, but
Yeah.
the idea is the
Right.
same. Okay,
A priestess to some dark, chaotic spider queen.
right. Same thing. All right.
Oh, yeah, they do all follow that kind of thing.
They
right.
do.
Yeah.
All right, your turn.
Okay, so I'm gonna
The
go.
two drow are infuriated, but also kind of relieved. In a kind of sinister look on their face, you kind of just see this like, yes. But also, we still have to kill you.
Dang it! So I'm gonna go help him. Wait, how's Shrekar doing? Is he just hanging out?
He's out for the count, but he's not dead.
What are the other two Drith doing?
The other Gith
Gith.
they were charging you because you just killed. They had made it to you. One tripped and one missed, so one's attacking you.
Okay, I'm gonna use Step of Wind to just see ya and launch myself over to him because the Drow are a way bigger threat than those two. They are way strong. So I'm gonna launch myself over there to help you, and I'm going to use.
So I rolled 4 20s for them.
Yeah.
Man,
I'm so glad
Look,
you
they have
guessed.
disadvantage.
You would all be dead.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it.
wait a second.
That and you guys hadn't slept since your last encounter.
So I'm gonna key empower my strikes, and I'm gonna use another stunning attack on one of the Drow, just whoever I can get closest to. 12 plus 6 is 18.
That is a hit.
And I just want
They've all
Bam!
been injured by Alana and other people, so. Alright,
to just whoosh. I like the solar plexus, man. It's like my favorite place to hit. Toot.
alright. Alright, so you strike him and it's just a blow to him. You can see he's already bloody a little bit, but not like dead from that strike, but it was painful to him. Alright.
And you can't attack next turn either.
Yeah, which is convenient because Odeon is going to go after him directly. Oh, yes, he is.
Oh.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Yay! Alright. So he's going to make his fantastic moves.
He's
Okay,
nuts.
that is just enough by 1 point. He goes up and does something that is uncomfortable for everyone in the room. He stabs him right through the heart, and just as he does, he grabs his chest where like he stabbed him, and you just see him just like start chanting something. As the drow dies, he pulls his soul from his body, and then throws it to the ground, and from where it hit, a specter rises out and is now going to fight for him.
Huh. Awesome.
That is a move that the Hex Blade has.
Wow.
That's freaking sweet.
It's messed up, but it's also awesome.
It's like,
If there was a paladin here, he would be very mad.
Right.
It's called a Cursed Specter. You curse a person you kill, and a specter appears and fights and stays until a long rest.
Oh man, seeing him fight makes me miss Karos.
Yeah, he had a tiefling who was epic. But yeah, that was one of my favorite moves that a Hexblade could do at
That's
level
cool,
6.
cool,
I was like,
cool.
okay, we're gonna have that one
Sweet.
happen, and it happened perfectly. Okay, so that specter is now going to attack. So it goes after the other drow. Oh no, it doesn't get him. It tries to get him, but he's just so terrified he's running from it. Yeah, I mean, I would be. It's like your exact friend, like, just suddenly turns into, like, dies and comes after you as a ghost.
Yeah.
All right, it is now. So Odeon went, so Lana's turn. Okay, so the guy's running, so she goes after him, hits him, and then. All right, so she like hamstrings him and just like,
Whoa.
and he just starts stumbling through the water trying to get away. There are 2 Gith, 1 drow. It is their turn. The drow turns to swing at Alana with a 4 and an 8 and misses. A 20 and a 19. Nice. All right, the Gith comes right at you with this. Luckily, not a 20.
Oh, that would have been bad.
Oh, all right. Okay. Are you seeing this?
I'm getting effed.
21.
21 damage.
Oh my gosh. I have 3 health.
He stabs you right through the stomach and like out the other side.
Oh boy.
You were so distracted by the specter situation that
Whoa.
you didn't see the Gith, who was still angry, pop up out of the water, run, and just stab you right through the stomach. And I mean, it didn't hit anything major, but nothing feels great or is good to be stabbed right there.
Oh, that feels nice.
Tender.
Beef jerky.
All right, it is now Wyvern's
Turn.
turn.
Okay.
Your brother just
Right. Right.
You're all gonna be like in the water afterwards. Like,
Oh my gosh.
this is bad.
Yeah, I'm going to immediately try to attack that Gith.
That's currently stabbing.
That's stabbing my brother.
Okay, so you can run over to him, make it in 30 feet.
Okay. I'm going to hit him with a Zephyr Strike, powered by portal energy.
That sounds so funny coming out of someone's mouth.
So, 15 and a 9.
15 and a 9 and a...
I'm assuming the 15 hits.
Yes.
Okay.
I apologize. I should have said something. I was... So you add... it deals an extra 1d8 force damage on the hit.
Yes.
It also increases your walking speed by 30 feet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
And you can do it for 1 minute.
Cool.
Oh, concentration up to 1 minute, so you can do it for...
So I 17 damage.
You kill him. Alright, so he's stabbing him, and what are you doing to him? You have a scimitar, mind you. It's a curved blade.
Right.
So how are you finishing that guy off?
So he's got him stabbed. So his arm's extended. I'm gonna stab him like.
Just, okay, and you do so, and he
down
just
inside his chest.
you see
I
you
just
can't
kill you
see,
right
but
here,
you
too.
see his head rear back and just kind of fall over and die. He doesn't die immediately. Like, oh, candy.
Thanks.
All right, there is one drow left who is currently hamstrung and running through the water. Is there one more gift?
Yeah, that was the one that stumbled.
Sorry, there was one more, and he's not doing great either. But okay, it is your turn though.
Yeah.
You just got stabbed. How does it feel? Tell us.
It feels like I'm hungry.
You've been killed before with like stone and acid, but you've never been quite so stabbed.
Stabbed almost to death. I can't heal myself anymore, huh? Ooh, I'm in trouble.
You are
I got you covered. Just make it through the fight.
You are bleeding,
Okay.
and you will bleed out because of the wound, but we have healers. So, but you also are. You're you, so you might survive.
So I'm just gonna like take that out of
You're
me.
pulling it out. He stabbed you through the front. You grab the blade and pull it out.
Pulling it
Oh, he stabbed me. Oh, I didn't know he stabbed me through the front. I thought he came behind me and stabbed me.
I was like, what the? I was like, you were.
I thought he stabbed me from behind.
I want you to roll damage.
Yeah.
Pull the hilt through your chest.
That'll be,
So, yeah, I'm just gonna
roll
pull
a
it
die
out.
20 for damage.
20.
Pulling a
You
blade
completely
through your body.
disavow yourself.
All right. I was like, okay.
So yeah, I take that out.
I'm like, I'm gonna.
Yeah, I
roll
thought he
for
was
that.
behind me.
Strange
So-
way to remove a blade. This
gonna-
doesn't affect me.
I'm gonna take that out and then take the cloth, like just bunch it up and just press it in there.
Okay. While you're
And-
moving towards him.
Well, the guy's dead.
No, the other guy. The
Oh.
other Gith.
So,
Oh, you're not making an attack. You're healing yourself.
Well, I'm just trying to stop myself because I can't heal anymore. So I'm just gonna take Sunbolt and just launch it
That
at
would
him.
make sense. I don't think. I think you'd roll disadvantage on hits
Yeah.
if I were to be playing fairly.
18
18's
plus
a hit.
6. So yeah, I just want to right at him.
The Gith or the Drow?
The
There's-
Gith.
Okay.
Take care of the
He's
Gith.
facing you. He's wants
And
blood. You just
3.
killed his commander. All right. It doesn't kill him, but it like hits him in the face, and like you just see this scorching blaze hit him. And all right.
Can I? Do I get? I can use a couple actions.
You can.
I want to take my already like inflamed hand from using that and just go.
Okay. I'm gonna allow the bleeding to stop. You like cast it on yourself without causing damage. All right. Odian, you magnificent wildebeest.
Yeah, man, he's nuts.
All
Nuts
right.
as butts.
He casts Hold Person on the drow that's running away. And he just has to beat his...
Hold person?
Yeah, he basically stops him in mid.
Good flight.
Yeah, okay, so he stopped him. He's basically just like held him now. He's like trying to escape, but he can't. Alright, that was his move. And Alana runs up to the Gith that just got sliced, hit in the face with your... She hits him. It's a 15 plus 2, so it's a hit. Alright, and then come on, Alana. Okay, she doesn't kill him, but she puts him to the ground.
I'm going to stop whoever's next and say, hold on, we need to question this one.
The drow,
or
The drow.
Okay. So...
Kill the Gith, we can question the drow.
He is knocked prone, he's not dead, but the other one is held until he tries to break out in his turn, which is next turn. But I'm not going to roll disadvantage for that because it's only attacks I'm rolling disadvantage for. Alright, the drow tries to break free and does with an 18. He's had this before. You know, he's done this. It's been happening. He's been tortured and all sorts of things. He gets to his feet and just swings wildly at Alana, but it's just like he's just last ditch effort attacking, and he can't get a. Your turn.
Okay. I guess I will. So what I want to do, I want to go get the ring off of Drakkar, and I want to go for the drow and subdue him.
Okay. So he's in the water. He's limping. He's trying to escape.
I imagine because Alana got him in the hamstring, so
yeah, he's bleeding and he's limping pretty heavily. It's more of a survival thing. The adrenaline is just pushing him forward, but he's not moving quickly.
Yeah.
He's not even half speed. He's just like moving through the water.
Yeah.
Okay, the Gith is still alive. You went to the ring, so that was your movement to go get it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can't really attack unless you throw something at the Gith. You're not in range of him.
Well, I don't really care about the Gith. I want to go for the drow, so.
And it is your turn. Because technically you're in initiative because the Gith is not giving up at all.
Oh man, I'm not like close to him.
You're pretty close. He was coming after you, so you're within 15
okay.
feet of him. You
Man.
just hit him in the face with a.
I'm pretty hurt. I better back off.
You should hit him again.
Should I? Okay. All right, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
I'll use.
Stomach and throw your bolts.
Yeah.
I'll use Fury of Blows.
Oh, you're gonna approach him. Okay.
Last ditch.
Yep. I'm gonna key and power my
He's
strikes.
He's going down swinging. It's always been that way.
I'm gonna key and power my strikes and give him a Fury of Blows. Pa! Oh, 5 plus 6, 11.
I'll take it.
Oh.
It's not enough.
Yeah, I was like, I thought they had higher, but
I'm lying. It is not enough. I'm sorry.
Oh no!
In your weekend, I've been stabbed through the chest state. you just your swings just aren't as they used to be, and you with the
Fury
pain,
of Blows is multiple attacks, though, right?
Yeah, I can do 2.
So do your second one.
Oh well.
That's the whole
On
point.
attack, make 2 additional attacks. So is that 3?
3 attacks. Yeah.
So let's try again. Drangle. 15 plus 6.
That's a hit.
And then I'll use my other one.
I'm going to say
9
half
plus 6.
damage, though. I'm going to say half damage.
Okay.
Like you hit him, but
9 plus 6. Is that a
15?
15?
that's a hit.
Cool,
Both of
so
those are hits.
2 hits. So, oh man.
So just roll your damage and I'll tell you what you do.
So 4
and then.
So 2.
Oh, nice.
So
4.
even with the 8 you took, you hit him for 4, which was actually just enough. He tries to swing at you, and you, with being a monk, you've studied what key pressure points stop things. You, as he's taking a wild swing, you stop it like Wing Chun. You punch his shoulder, and he drops the sword, and then you grab his neck and just turn his head around, and then you fall over because
I'm done.
yeah, the exertion you just did.
Yeah.
And with that, you are all out of initiative except because the other one's running.
Yeah.
He's not in initiative anymore.
Um.
Nice fight, guys. You almost died.
Yeah. That was
So I guess he's
rough.
running. I want to find something that I could maybe move with my ring to pin him down.
You could maybe find something. I mean, you could pick up anything, any inanimate object, including dead
second.
people.
I'm gonna throw a dead person at
This priestess, take that.
him.
There's rocks and things around you. You could.
I can hit him with the intention to not kill him, right?
Yes, as long as you mentioned that, which you
So-
just did. So.
Yeah, I mean, I might as well throw a body at him. I mean, whatever.
Alright, so you pick up a body.
Yeah.
Does it matter which?
Uh,
So it's
priestess.
Okay.
Insult to injury.
You pick up the priestess's body out of the water and just. So it's a perception. I have you roll perception on an attack.
That's 17.
You successfully knock him down with the priestess. Alright, he falls over the
What
water,
a slap to the
and
face.
everyone approaches him that's not currently unconscious, like the Gith that helped you and him. He's not unconscious, but he's just sitting down, just like ow, ow, ow. I'm gonna die over here. All right.
I'm gonna put on the ring that I took from the Gith, and I'm going to attempt to communicate with him.
So you do. You suddenly find the words.
Okay.
It's they come to you. It's strange. As you're saying the words, they just out of your mouth they come out differently. You begin to speak in Drow, like Elvish Drow.
Okay. So in essence, I want to say, I want to say, tell me where your people are, and I'll let you live with your miserable existence.
He says, "I think that's fair. Well, I tell you where they are. They are about 2 miles. If you take this right cave, it looks almost like it doesn't exist, but if you take it's like this little shelf, and if you go down that way, it opens up, and we have a prisoner camp over there."
Are there sentries?
Well, there were. He looks over. He's like including himself. He says, "But there are. There's at least 2 more in there."
2 more sentries.
You killed the priestess.
Who
He
are your
spits.
Who are your prisoners?
There's a bunch of random slaves that we found running through the Underdark. Different races, different types.
Is there any larger city near the prisoner camp, or is that all there is?
Of Drow?
Yes.
Yes, quite large.
How far is it from the prisoner camp?
About a day's journey. We're expecting a reinforcement soon to take these prisoners.
Okay. I turn to him and I ask, is there something else we need to ask this guy about?
Yes. Like I thought of this when, as he was running, I was like, duh. Ask him if him or any of them have any way of communicating with their spider queen.
What do you mean, like?
Like if they have, because I remember in our last playthrough, I had a specific ring that I could be like, hey, I need your help. And
Oh.
she controlled all the drow.
Well, the spider queens. I mean, history. I mean, do I know she's like a goddess? Like,
I thought they did. I thought drow just had spider queens.
well, if it's
Oh,
like,
I thought they
There's
did.
one particular demon.
Oh,
yeah.
And
She-
that you wouldn't know anyway. 'Cause
yeah.
She's not like in the main pantheon, but she is like a goddess. Like,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
And she doesn't like. Yeah, okay. Alright.
That was just a thought. I was like,
No, no, no,
maybe
that's
they
an
all
interesting
kind of have
thought.
that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You're on the right track to some
Um,
things, though. I'm not going to spoil it.
Um,
Oh my god. Did anything happen?
Nope, we're all good.
Okay.
And last question. How do you get to the surface?
Yes.
He says, well, it's too long and complicated for me to explain.
Who takes you up there?
It's like, I don't go up there.
Who goes up there?
Raiding parties go up there.
Who takes them up there?
I said, well, he said, I don't know anyone in particular. You wouldn't know them by name. But there are raiding parties that head up. There's well, they call it the Red Tunnel. But not safe for you to travel in.
Like anywhere down here is safe for me to travel in.
He laughs, kind of this like wicked laugh. Just he finds you funny. He says, "So you're gonna kill me now?"
One more question. Is anybody listening in on our conversation?
He says, "Not that I'm aware of, but you never know down here."
Okay, the choice is yours.
I tell him say hello to your queen and
Oh, nice.
slice his throat.
Brutal. Roll advantage. That's enough. 19's enough. All right, you kill him. Sever the head or just kill him.
I don't trust this guy. I mean, we let him go. He's just gonna do something stupid. So
Yeah.
As
there's no good in these.
As the battle ends and everything quiets down, as the body just sits in the water, the dark blood just fills the area. The once beautiful, like lit area is now murky with the mixed blood of different beings, including your own, and you're left with this exhaustion.
Yeah.
Of one, you haven't slept almost in 24 hours, and you've now got the exhaustion point, unless you roll higher than a 10. So I want you all to roll for that. Just base roll.
20.
Oh, you both rolled 20s?
No way!
Oh my
Yeah!
I am not exhausted!
The adrenaline has you so pumped, you don't need to sleep for another 24 hours.
Oh my god.
So actually,
You probably are going to want to.
I want to get
Yeah.
like everybody near me, probably far enough away from the direct action, but I want to cast.
I just want to be okay.
This may not work the way I'm thinking it works, but I want to cast Healing Spirit.
It does.
It's a continuous until I let it go.
Yes, it basically just heals anyone in that area.
So yeah, I just
Dang.
It's an actual spirit. Now pick what type of animal, creature, or something that you want it to resemble. That's something you get to pick.
Oh, okay, it says transparent fey.
Yeah,
So
some
it
kind
can
of
really-
like spirit type thing.
It
It could be an ancestor. It could be your mother. I mean, really, it could be anything. It could be a sprite. It could be really some kind of creature from the Fae. A will-o-wisp. Some kind of like it's a little glowing orb.
I'm trying to think a fallen Aasimar, whatever.
Awesome.
Awesome.
How awesome are they?
Aasimar. Yeah. I probably would pick like a darker type Fae. I imagine.
Okay. All right.
Not necessarily demon, but.
So what happens is this creature it's almost like a horned type satyr type thing starts like walking around, and it's ethereal. It doesn't even have a face or anything. It's just like a figure, and it's just moving around you in this little area, and you're all just healing quickly because it's 11:30.
Right.
You search the bodies
Yeah.
as you would. I'm just saying this because we need to end the
Right.
episode.
Yeah.
You find something most interesting on the Gith.
His sword.
Also, the swords. They
Oh,
are all
yeah.
made of silver. Each one of the
Nice.
enemies had silver weapons. I highly recommend, because in my game, silver works great against monsters. But also, the things that you find on the Gith are particularly strange. You find a bag of holding, which is great, which
Oh,
is like an
what's the space?
infinite
Has the
storage,
has the gold
which is
gold
like
put in there.
infinite storage space.
I guess anything they put in there is now lost forever.
Yeah.
We should have kept one of them alive. Darn.
Take out everything. Just like pulling whale tooth, just like weird stuff. Anyway, so what was interesting? They had 4 rune stones, one on each of them. Now the Gitsarai, he's not dead. You can choose what to do with him. The guy that saved you guys, well, saved you.
Save me. We should keep him, man.
You
He
can
always
kill
said
him,
no.
keep him, whatever. That's up to you. We'll decide in the next
Yeah.
thing. But the 4 rune stones, you don't know what they do, but they all have similar sigil on them. And and he tells you that this is a way we can communicate with one another as long as we each hold one.
The peaceful Gith guy is telling us that.
He explains that's how we speak to each other.
Do I sense planar energy coming off of him?
Yeah. It's almost like it goes through time. It's almost like if you were to be able to, if you could reach through a solid object, you could reach through the other solid objects all at the same time.
Huh.
So your voice goes into this, exits. It's like a walkie-talkie.
So fun.
It's like a walkie-talkie between all of you. But you don't know who else is listening.
Right.
But in times of if you get separated for any reason, that's a interesting thing to have with you. And that's where we're ending tonight. We did go an hour over we planned, but that's D&D. And I'm sorry we didn't end, but at the same time, I'm glad we didn't. That was pretty epic.
Wow, that was nuts.
Yeah, thank you all for watching Natural One. We'll see you maybe Friday if everything works out. We tried to make up for this week. It just depends on what we end up doing. We may or may not. But anyway, thanks for watching Natural One. May your rules always be natural ones, just not natural ones. Goodbye, farewell. Auf Wiedersehen. I am exhausted. We'll see you sometime. Also, there's going to be like a song Wednesday. So if you have a song suggestion, put it down in the comments, and I might get to it. There is a patron that is paying this week, so it will be his song. But next week's. Goodbye.